Yeah.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the live stream tonight. We got my cousin Silla up here. We got my sister Cassia down there. She's doing illegal drug activity, which is why her camera is turned off. Um, but we're gonna be playing some games and chit chatting and stuff as well. But I have heard people say that like attention spans have been getting like shorter as time goes by. Do you feel like your attention span's the same way, Silla? No.
It had been getting that way, but
Uh
I
huh.
just had to give myself the mental space to be able to be like, is this how you want to live your whole life? And then like I
Mm,
kind of just like slowly started taking all the social media apps off my phone till
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I
Really?
have the little I have the little iPhone setting where it like tells you that you can only have 1 hour of social media time a day.
Oh
And
wow.
at the end of the night, yeah, at 10 p.m. I'll hit that. But like other than that, I'm just like out there living.
Oh nice. Good for you. How long have you been doing that? So a few months by now?
It's been a couple months, yeah, but like
Wow.
honestly, like my mental health has improved, like my
Mm,
mental space that I have, like my
mm,
attention span has improved. Like I
mm.
just really feel more like I used to before I had an iPhone.
Gotcha. So it's kind of like there's no temptation to go back, I guess, or at least very little temptation to go back.
There are temptations, but it's kind of like I more so value my peace that I have, and like I have less anxiety now that I'm not constantly on
Hmm.
social media being like, damn, what am I missing?
Mm. Yeah, it's tough.
Damn.
I've been kind of struggling with that as well because I'm kind of caught on the side where it's I love creating content and connecting with people, right? And so to do that, you need to be on social media because that's where you share your stuff. But then, like you said, so like
Yeah.
every time I take a break from social media, I love it. I don't like I don't even like even yeah I don't really use TikTok almost never. I only go on there to post stuff and I might respond to a message or two. Instagram is just I hate it. I don't like Instagram. Um, which is ironic because that's where the majority of my community is at. They're mostly on Instagram, but like I don't like Instagram. I don't like to scroll through Instagram. It's very boring to me. It's very flooded. It feels like Facebook, like maybe 5 years ago. How everyone was like Facebook is bloated and like it's boring, and I'm like, yeah, same way for Instagram nowadays. Like no one wants to see
Agreed.
all the content that's on there. It's not fun. It's not interesting.
Yeah, it feels like
Mm-mm.
it's only really for themselves, which like
Yeah.
great, yeah,
Mm.
post for yourself, but it's also like I'm not gonna want to see that. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna like the post, not gonna look at them.
I know, right?
For real. And there's a lot of ads on there. There's a lot of like promotions or ads on there, right?
That
And
too.
like no hate, cause like I'm like for me, like I have a bunch of music friends, so of course they have to promote their festivals or their events they're going to, and I'm glad they can. But at the same time, like if I'm seeing ads from Instagram as well as like ads from my friends, I'm kind of like here's a like, good job with the good luck with the event. You're in
I'm like,
Canada, and I want to see you live in Canada, but I'm not in Canada, so.
where's the Instagram premium option? I don't want to see all these ads.
I okay, and now you've called me out, Scylla, because YouTube, I spend shit tons of time on YouTube, and I did buy YouTube Premium. I am guilty, and I use it a lot.
No, I loved YouTube Premium when I had it, but my
Mm,
budget doesn't allow for it anymore. But
got
like
it.
I love the lack of ads. I loved like the playlists that I could make. Like I love
Yes, the
YouTube
download
Premium.
feature as well.
Yes,
It's a
dude.
double-edged sword though, because whenever I had ads on YouTube, it made me watch less because it's like you get sick of the ads and you kind of stop using it. But with no ads, it's like you can endlessly watch new new stuff.
Yeah, for real.
I did, and I have to admit as well, I did do like a hack to get the price cheaper. So I do pay cheaper than I would have to normally. Do you know about that hack, Scylla? Okay, you can use a VPN to set your location to like Argentina or India, and then you can make an account and you get the rate of Argentina or India, which is much cheaper compared to Korea or America.
Dude, wait, I'm writing this down. Thank you.
I can send you. There's a whole Reddit thread that walks you through how to do it. Um, so yeah,
Please.
yeah. So I did that, and like it's a lot cheaper. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna do the movie game, guys. So this is I can't remember who it is that made it. Someone from I think the Valley Folk on YouTube. There's some YouTube creator who made this game. It's a card game, so people could check it out if you want to buy it. But we'll be playing our own version of it here because I don't own the card game. Basically, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna read a synopsis. The synopsis is combining two separate movies into one movie, and we have to guess the names of the two movies or the combined name of the movies. So we'll start off with easy ones because I did make some Disney ones that are like two Disney movies combined together, and then we'll try to do some mainstream movies as well. All right, here's our first one. In the heart of the African savannah, a young lion prince finds himself cursed and trapped in the form of a beast. When he crosses paths with a spirited young woman, they embark on a transformative journey where they must learn to see beyond appearances and embrace the true nature of love, breaking the spell that haunts them both. Set against the backdrops of stunning landscapes and unforgettable melodies, this enchanting tale combines the magic of two movies. What movies are
Lion
they?
King and Beauty and the Beast.
Bingo, exactly. Too easy.
Too easy.
Beauty and the Lion King is what they called it.
Oh, wait, I want to start doing the mashup names. I love mashup names.
Yeah. You want to make up your own, or should I read them out loud?
Mhm. Make up a good one, Cass. I'm trying to think of one right now.
That one was called
I'm trying to
Beauty and
think
the
of one
Lion
too.
King, is what they said.
Oh,
I think it's for Adam. Yes.
Oh,
Perfect. Thank
Cass making
you.
that money on the live stream. Cha-ching.
girl bossing in real time.
POV, you're a girl boss running food deliveries.
That's what this live stream is. POV.
Silla, do you ever get annoyed when they won't put like the covers over the drink?
Yes.
Like the DoorDash covers? I get so annoyed. I'm like, what if the person thinks like we drank out of it or something? Like,
No, exactly. It's like, come on, y'all.
you know what I mean? Yeah, like just put the cover on. Gosh.
Number
The Beauty
2.
King. That's the best I can do. Okay, anyways.
As
The
winter
Beauty King.
As winter grips the kingdom of Agrabah, a boy and his friends embark on a perilous quest to the frozen kingdom of Arendelle. That was too easy.
It's, yeah, it's too easy. I'm not even gonna say.
Aladdin's Frozen Adventure. Cass, your
Aladdin's
Frozen.
Adventure?
Yeah, Aladdin's Frozen Adventure. Okay, here we go.
I don't want to be frozen. Hold on.
A young woman with extraordinary
Okay, is that better?
skills embarks on a daring adventure to rescue a lost princess.
Wait, I wasn't listening.
A young
What?
woman with extraordinary martial arts skills embarks on a daring adventure to rescue a lost princess.
Mulan.
Oh, Tangled and Mulan.
Very good.
Yeah.
And what's the name?
A
Tangled and Mulan? I don't know.
No. Mulan's Tangled Journey.
Ah.
Adding some words in there on that one.
I guess that would make sense.
Okay. A girl embarks on a thrilling undersea adventure when she discovers a hidden treasure trove of toys from the human world.
That's just Little Mermaid.
With?
In Wally or what?
No.
Wait, say it one more time?
A girl embarks on a thrilling undersea adventure when she discovers a hidden treasure trove of toys from the human world.
Human World. So what?
Oh, Toy Story.
Bingo! The Little Mermaid's
good
Toy
job.
Story. And they're making
That
Toy
is so
Story
dumb.
5. They're confirmed Toy Story 5.
No, they're not.
That's too many Toy Stories. I don't know why I'm so against the franchise and they keep coming out with more and I get exponentially more upset.
Isn't everybody against the franchise?
No, dude, in Texas, I'm literally hated. Like, I have to keep my Toy Story hatred to myself because, like, people are like, you don't like Toy Story? And I'm like, oh my God, please.
We're not having this conversation.
There's so many better Disney movies, please.
What is? I don't even. I haven't. I've watched the third one. I never watched the fourth one or fourth one. So I don't even know what happened in the fourth one.
Me neither, dude. Wait, is that the one with the teddy bear? Because if so, I've seen that one.
That
but
was the
that's
third
last-
one. That was the last one I saw as well.
That is so dumb. That one is so dumb. I can't even.
Okay, so
Right?
it's
I
gonna
was
bring
like,
back
why-
Woody and Buzz Lightyear.
But Tom Hanks, right? Isn't Tom Hanks Woody? He's not coming back for any more movies. So what are they doing?
So it
Is
was
he coming
unclear
back?
whether Woody would return after he left his friends behind at the end of Toy Story 4. So I don't even know what happened in Toy Story 4. Like,
And Tom Hanks isn't coming back, just like Cass said. Yeah.
how did
Yeah,
Toy
he's
Story?
not. Tom Hanks isn't coming back for the movie, so I don't know what they're doing with Woody's character.
Toy Story 4 ends with Woody leaving his child behind to live life with Bo Peep in a traveling carnival. Huh?
Well enough alone.
Is that real?
They literally walk
Yeah.
off in the sunset. Let them have this.
Gabby gets rejected by her
I don't
ideal.
understand why they can't just let that happen.
What?
That's what I'm saying.
What? Oh,
Dumb,
interesting.
bro. That's dumb.
Man.
So what is this one called? A Little Mermaid's Toy Story?
Yeah, the Little Mermaid's Toy Story.
Couldn't they be so much better? The Little Mermaid's
Really
Toy Story, like,
original.
couldn't they be a lot better than that?
Oh, you know what? There's also the
The whole thing is just like,
But in general, though, I don't like Pixar in general. And people, they have like a cult following. Like, people love Pixar films in general.
Why don't you like it?
The vibes? I don't know. Like, I'm not, like, I definitely watch them, right? So, like in our family, Toy Story 2 is, like, we watched Toy Story 2 probably 100 times. I think, growing up.
And Monsters
You watched
Inc.
it quite a bit.
And also
Cars,
Cars was another one that was
Wall-E.
huge. Yeah,
Cars.
Wall-E I never
Oh,
seen.
I will tell you guys
Mhm.
though, Cars ride in Disneyland is the most fun kids ride I've ever been on.
Yeah.
The
Really?
car ride in
A lot of
Disneyland.
kids
It
rides?
is so much fun. So much fun.
Ooh. Disneyland, is that in California?
Yeah, that's one in California.
Gotcha.
What's your favorite Pixar film then,
I've
Silla?
always
I'm looking right now.
Yeah.
Inside Out is incredible.
Which one?
Inside Out.
Inside Out. Okay.
What about you?
Like I said, it's like when I look at these movies, like none of them stand out to me. Like honestly.
I take it back. Coco or Ratatouille.
Yeah, I haven't seen, but I haven't watched like any recent
Oh
American
gosh,
films, including
the
Coco.
boys love Ratatouille so
Coco
much.
looks cool though. Ratatouille.
Dude,
The boys love
Coco?
Ratatouille. Yeah.
made me like I've been
The
a
boys
coconut my
love
whole life, right? Like
Uh-huh.
raised by white people, like didn't
Yeah.
really know what it meant to be Mexican, but like that
Mm.
really made me like look in, like deep into myself and be like, what does it look like to be like
Okay.
a part of that culture, you know? Like it was so cool for me. And also like I learned all the songs in Spanish and in English because I'm like trying to learn Spanish. So like, that was cool
Oh,
too.
good for
But
you, Silla. Kind of a personal question, Silla, but do you feel like you have like reconnected with that more, and like do you feel like you've found a peace with it, maybe, or like
I'm learning to accept myself
okay.
for what I am and what I'm not, and I'm definitely trying to find more ways to connect to it. But yeah, I would say I'm at peace with it now. I'm not so much imposter syndrome. I'm like, no, this is who I am. This is what it is, you know?
Nice. I know you've mentioned it to me a few times, like over the last maybe 2 years, like the different interactions you've had and stuff that made you question it. In the same way as well for one of my friends who often comes on my live stream, who's like, his mom is black, his dad was white, and now he's like, 29 years old, and he's only been like the last couple of years he's been starting like to reconnect with like what it means to be like a black guy and like trying to reconnect with that part of his identity, because yeah, he's mostly grew up around, I think, like white people from what I understand it, or he's very light skinned. So, like he's like, you if you saw him, he's like white passing. You wouldn't really guess that, but
Right.
yeah.
I think I met him on one of your live
Oh yeah,
streams.
yeah, Zach.
Doesn't
I'm
sound
sure.
familiar.
Curly black hair. Yeah,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
they're in Texas. Yeah, I love him. He's great.
Cool.
He's got so many fun stories. Next up, we'll pull up another one then. Oh, Cass, do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite Pixar film, Cass?
No. I don't care for
No.
Pixar.
Oh, you
Well,
also
I
don't
don't
care.
care for
Okay.
Pixar. Not really. Not really.
I
No.
feel that.
I
Like,
have a
feel like
favorite Disney. My favorite Disney movie.
What did anybody watch in Elementals? I'm seeing
Not
a
yet.
Not out yet.
I'm seeing a
Not out
massive
yet.
like divide on that one as well. It's like people who watch it, they cry, they love it. Other people like just completely hate it. So I was curious like what you guys
It's
thought
not.
about it.
It hasn't been released yet.
It's out here in Korea.
It's out here too. I haven't
thought so.
seen it yet though.
Oh, is it? I thought it hadn't been released yet.
Recently, yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah. I
Within
mean,
the
it's,
last couple
Oh,
weeks.
just recently. It's been released
Mhm.
recently.
Yeah.
what about Spider-Verse? Is that out there? It is out, isn't it?
Yeah. I haven't
It
seen
is
it.
out. That is out.
All right.
I've heard good things.
Heard so many good things, and like every meme on the internet is being touched by this film right now. There's
I'm
so
glad I'm not on the internet. I don't want it to be spoiled.
well, I like some of it. Like for example, I guess there's some part of the movie where they say it's a canon event, and so that's become the new slang. Instead of saying,
I'm not listening. No spoilies.
okay, this is not a spoiler. It's a slang phrase.
Okay, okay.
I can't even spoil it because I didn't even watch the movie, so I don't even know
True.
how it plays. But basically, there's a phrase that we say it's a canon event. And so before we always said like it is what it is.
Oh my gosh,
but now
that
people
is
say
such
it's
a
a canon
big
event.
thing now.
Yeah, and everyone says, "Oh, it's a canon event," meaning like it is what it is. Like you can't change it because it was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, but Scylla, but of course it's meme. So like, when you remember that your
Yeah,
parents
it's
died in a
meme
car
thing,
crash 30
though.
years ago, but it's a but it's a canon event, and you're like, well, I'm glad it happened.
I love that we can just have these like succinct little phrases that like make
Yes.
us more connected to the experiences that we experience in everyday life, you know?
That's true. That is true.
Seems hard to piece with it sometimes.
It's yeah. There's in Korea they have like there's like cute phrases you can say they call it aegyo, which is like cuteness is the direct translation. My kids taught me this one thing. It's you do gyu like that. That's how you do it. Like you just do this and you say gyu, right? So I'll do it to them just like to mess with them because it's like annoying. Like you don't want to see your teacher like doing gyu. It's really frustrating, right?
Yeah.
So I've done that for the last several months, Scylla, and in like last week, one of my middle school girls, she's like, teacher, I had a nightmare about you. And I was like, oh, goody. I was like, what? It's not the first time it's happened. Like, it's happened like 4 or 5 times before, but every story is amazing. It's usually violent and scary and weird, and I have no idea why. I've killed their friends in their dreams for some reason. Yeah. Or the one boy who killed me in his dream. Yeah. But
Yeah,
anyway.
no joke.
Yeah. I have on my Instagram page, I have a video about explaining the story, but he had a dream where he killed me, basically, at the academy. Anyway, for this girl, though, she had a dream that she was like this big black room, and I suddenly appear beside her, and I say, Q. And so she runs the other side of the room, and I appear there, and I say, Q. So she picks up this piece of wood or this pole, like she hits me over the head, but it just like, I just disappear, though. I don't get hurt, like I just disappear. And then I start saying all over the room, it's like, Q, 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 Q. And she starts running, and she woke up because it was so scary for her.
Oh, so you were haunting her in her dreams.
I was haunting her in her dream.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I'm definitely a scary person. I have that scary aura.
Yeah, you are terrifying.
Oh, I know, Silla. I don't even look in the mirror because it's too frightening for me.
Yeah, not enough lights. You gotta turn the lights on before you get in there. Yeah, it's scary sometimes.
All right, let's go. I'm gonna go difficult now. I'm gonna go to like the mainstream films, not Disney films. Okay. Let's go back up to the top. Hang on.
Wait,
Okay.
I'm delivering to like a warehouse? Okay.
In a world
Good
where
thing I have
memories can be
people on the
erased,
phone.
a shy. Are you there, Cass? You hear it?
Yeah, it's a good thing I have people on the phone. I'm delivering to a creepy warehouse.
Ooh,
Oh,
a warehouse. Okay. In a
No,
world
sorry,
where
a
memories can
production
be
facility.
erased, a shy high school student falls for the most popular girl in school, unaware of her manipulative nature. When their tumultuous relationship takes a bitter turn, he seeks solace in memory-altering procedure, only to realize the true value of embracing his own unique perspective and finding beauty within the complexities of love.
Adam? Okay. There's that. And there's that, please.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
In a world where memories can be erased, a shy high school student falls for the most popular girl in school, unaware of her manipulative nature.
Memories can be erased.
Mhm.
School student falling for the
Go with the high school one first of all. What popular cult classic film would that be? Early 2000s.
Are we talking about Disney film stuff?
No, this is like mainstream films.
Mainstream film.
Can you tell me the high school part again? Like other than him falling.
A shy high school student falls for the most popular girl in school, unaware of her manipulative nature. And then the
Mean
rest.
Girls.
Mean Girls, very good. Mean Girls.
Mean
And the
Girls.
first one, in a world where memories can be erased, when their tumultuous relationship takes a bitter turn, he seeks solace in memory-altering procedure, only to realize the true value of embracing his own unique perspective and finding beauty within the complexities of love. This is like a
Is that like Inception or something?
no. This is a
Inception
romance
something
film.
like that?
This is like a bittersweet romance film. Jim Carrey.
I don't even know.
Not a mainstream one, but it's like kind of like a cult following.
I couldn't tell you.
Okay, I wasn't sure if Silla
I
might
probably
know this
know
one.
it if I heard it.
Yeah. What's the full name? I forgot the full name. Memories of a Spotless Mind. Yeah, Memories of a Spotless Mind. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Jim Carrey.
Oh, I've heard of that.
You've heard of it, right? So yeah. I thought you heard of it. Yeah.
I think I've heard of it too. You're
I'm
right.
losing confidence.
You are correct.
That's like I said, it's like a cult following of that film. Like the reason I know that film, this is a really strange story, is because there was a girl I was dating way back like 3 years ago, and we went on like 3 or 4 dates, obviously, right? We talked for like a whole like 2 months or whatever, but then like at the end, like she just didn't want to commit, and like in like our last messages together, she's like, do me a favor, like watch that movie. And I never watched.
Now I'm not going to commit to this movie either.
Yeah, I was like, why would I want to do this? Why? You're leaving me.
Yeah,
I
like
don't want to watch this movie.
What does she think? You're going to watch the movie and then like run back to her and be like, it's you. It's always been you.
No,
But the commitment is you,
because
it's
I was
you.
ready to commit. Like I was like down for it, but like she wasn't. She
yeah,
wasn't.
because like he was up. That's so weird.
But I think the movie is something like yeah, I actually should watch the film though, because it's also my best friend in Singapore is like one of his favorite films is that one. In a medieval realm.
Narnia. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait. No, skip that one.
Skip?
Okay. A suave and mysterious vigilante finds himself entangled in a cat and mouse game with a cunning thief who has an eye for priceless diamonds. As they navigate the dangerous world of crime and haute couture, their fates collide in a thrilling clash of style, secrets, and caped crusaders.
Pink Panther.
No?
Can
Hmm?
you say it one more time?
Yeah.
James Bond?
A suave
Or
and
something
mysterious
like that?
What? Did you hear
I
the
don't
last
know.
clue? It literally
No, I
says
didn't hear it.
caped crusaders.
Oh, wait,
my
Batman?
bad.
Of
Batman?
course, yeah. So the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Batman.
The Dark Knight. Okay.
So, a mysterious
Wait,
vigilante
what?
finds himself entangled in a
I'm so
cat and mouse game
confused.
with a cunning thief who has an eye for priceless diamonds. As they navigate the dangerous world of crime and haute couture, so like fashion, their fates collide in a thrilling clash of style, secrets, and caped crusaders.
Oh, is it going to
What
be
was-
the movie with Meryl Streep
This
about fashion?
is an old one
Oh,
from
The
like
Devil Wears
1950s
Prada
or
or
1960s.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no. Different.
This
Yeah,
is-
Devil with
No, not that one.
This is, I think this movie is
Oh,
19...
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Bingo! Well
But-
done.
Oh,
The Dark
okay.
Knight at
Oh.
Tiffany's.
You're welcome.
The
I had-
Dark Knight at Tiffany's.
I did not know that was like a diamond theft movie.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that. I've
it
seen
is.
that.
I've never seen it. Obviously,
Yeah,
everyone knows the
that's
name,
fine.
but it's about diamond thefts, Cass. That's so interesting.
I thought it was about love.
Oh,
Me too. I thought it was like a romance comedy. That's weird.
I'm just. Don't mind me speeding extravagant thinking.
Okay.
I thought it was 35 minutes. Really.
A team of skilled agents embarks on a mind-bending mission where dreams become battlegrounds. As they navigate the layers of reality, they must plant an idea within a target's mind while evading a mysterious organization that can infiltrate their subconscious. In this high-stakes game of deception and dreams, the line between reality and illusion blurs, leaving them questioning the very fabric of their existence.
Okay. This is Inception.
Very good.
This is Inception.
And then what's...
The one with Will Smith.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
Men in Black? No?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Where does it even...
So tell me again the spy part.
I feel like the other movie's like not hinted at enough in this one. A team of skilled agents embarks on a mind-bending mission where dreams become battlegrounds. As they navigate the layers of reality, they must plant an idea within a target's mind while evading a mysterious organization that can infiltrate their subconscious. Most of that's just Inception, though.
That's all Inception, though.
In this high-stakes
yeah.
game of deception and dreams, the line between reality and illusion blurs. Nah, I feel like the other one's like not put here enough. But I guess the only thing that says here,
That's
a team
all
of
Inception.
skilled agents.
Skilled agents. What? How am I supposed to get off?
I'll give a
Is
hint.
that
I'll give it.
13?
I'll
Is
give it.
that Ocean's 13 or whatever?
I'll give a hint on this one. Benji and Ethan.
That's not a hint.
Is this a cast related hint?
No. This is a literal hint. Just by saying that, like, you should know it. If you don't know it, then you won't guess
Mother?
it. No. Mission Impossible.
Oh.
Because that's their names in the movie. Tom
Oh.
Cruise is Ethan, and then his partner is named Benji. And me and he
Yeah.
didn't even know that until like 5 or 6 years ago. We were like, really? Like, mom and dad?
That's so cute. I bet they didn't even mean it either.
Isn't that weird? Yeah, so Inception Impossible on that one. But I feel like they didn't talk about Mission Impossible enough on that one. It was mostly just Inception. Okay.
That's literally just Inception, though. Like,
Sure.
I was so confused when you were saying it. I was like, oh, Inception.
Right? It
and
just sounded like Inception only.
Okay.
In a world of social media and Middle Earth, a group of unlikely companions must embark on a quest to destroy a powerful ring that holds the key to ultimate online dominance.
Whoa. So, Lord of the Rings
Very good.
with
Yeah?
online dominance?
In a
What?
world of social media and Middle Earth, a group of unlikely companions must embark on a quest to destroy a powerful ring that holds the key to ultimate online dominance.
Lord of the Rings?
You can get this one.
I have no
You guys
idea.
can get this one. It's not a movie that any of us have seen, but we all know it because it's a biography. A
A
fantasy.
biography?
Okay, so close, not quite.
What do you mean?
What's like the biggest platform in terms of like users, or the first biggest one?
Like Facebook?
Very good. What's the movies they made about Facebook?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. What? There's no way you
Oh,
don't.
I have no idea. I don't know.
The Social Network. Really?
Oh no, I didn't even know that's what that was about.
Can we
Oh,
switch games? I'm realizing right now how very
yeah.
few
No, so it's like
movies I've
it's like
seen.
wait a minute, fuck this.
Bro.
Really?
I'm
How
gonna use the
funny.
Cassia real quick.
Even for me, yeah, you're good. Even for me, who doesn't watch films as well, I thought I just knew these because of public conscious. That's weird. Interesting. Yeah, the Social Network cast. It was a movie about. It's like a biography film about Facebook.
You know what, Benj? If you
Mm.
send me whatever link you're using, I want to see if you would get any of these if you couldn't see the movies, because I'm
I
still
know, right?
That's true. Okay,
struggling.
okay.
If you want to, we could do that when I come back from the banyo.
I'm down. I'm gonna take a bathroom break as well. Fuck it. I'll be back. Cass, you're on here solo.
Okay.
And I'm back. I'm gonna pull up some Reddit stories. I think it'd be cool to give advice to random people online.
What?
Yeah.
You should just start doing that. Just have people comment things in the comments and be like, here's our advice for you guys.
That's literally like what you have at Reddit, because they have relationship advice, confess your secrets, am I the asshole? Let's go. This should be interesting. I actually didn't even post this on. I didn't post about this on Instagram, so barely anyone knows what's going on. Or I'll post a link to Instagram. Screw it. Give me a sec.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Hey guys, I'm on. Oh wait, that's my. What's my filter? I must have a filter. It can't be seen normally.
When you got me this
Hey guys, I'm
yummy
live on
green
Instagram,
cheesecake
on
for
YouTube right
breakfast.
now with my cousin and my sister, and we're reading Reddit stories and giving advice to random people online. So if you want to join, come hang out on YouTube livestream. See you there. What's that, Cass? What did Colin give you?
He bought me this for breakfast. It's a cream cheesecake thing, but it's like super soft and delicious.
Yummy.
It's super good.
I'll smile. I'm taking a good little picture of this.
As well as my now salmonella chocolate milk, like you guys called it. Really make me not want to drink the chocolate milk.
Please don't drink it.
In the air conditioner. It's literally been sitting in the air conditioner, and I've only had it for like an hour.
Cash, you can excuse racism all you want. It's still bad. You can you can try to justify your salmonella milk, but it's still not going to be good.
I'm trying to make this not an OnlyFans angle. I'm so sorry.
Dude, bring in the viewers. Thank you, Silla.
That'd be a nighttime streaming kind of thing.
Oh, that'd be fun. Would you ever consider doing OnlyFans? Because I'll be clear. Like I would.
I I would consider it, yeah, but it's also like I think it's a different conversation that I would love for us to get into, but I feel like it's more so like I feel
Hmm.
like sex is supposed to be shared, like a shared experience between people. So when you put it online
Hmm.
and you could have anybody watch it, it's like it's so special and precious, that like I want it to be like between like people that I want it to be with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my holdback. But other than that, I'd be like, damn, I'd be good at that shit. I could do it.
Yeah, I mean, and as far as like, this goes back to what we were talking about before about like sharing our life online, I think, Silla, right? Because for so long with being a content creator, I was just kind of in the mindset of like I have to share everything. That's the only way to like capture attention, to keep people engaged, and while that's true, because every time I have been super active on social with like just talking about everything and sharing everything, like yeah, people get engaged because like they're interested, they want to hear about what's going on. But then like it's so tiring. You don't have privacy anymore because people know what's going on all the time, and yeah, the lines get blurred between personal life and professional life, which is not fun. So even though I say like I would definitely do OnlyFans, like it might be totally different once I actually started doing it. And
Right.
also, I might want to just take some precautions of like maybe like covering my identity or something of that nature. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
I feel
yeah,
like that's the part though I feel like is like on OnlyFans. I feel like that's the part that people do like is like being able to know like that's the person that they're looking at and that's
yeah,
the person like.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
in general, because like anytime you share your face, you have that human to human connection with someone. And so whether it's OnlyFans or content YouTuber, like it just makes it more human, and so it makes it feel like more relatable. Which is also like why that kind of content goes well, is because like content with like your face goes well because people know who you are. They feel attached to you. They feel connected to you. They feel like related to you more. But it's also can be very taxing because yeah, you're out there. People feel like they're the problem with it is this: the parasocial relationships where people feel closer to you than you do to them, and that's like been such a that's been so hard. That's so hard to struggle with. Even in my small
Right.
encounter with it, it's uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable.
What is your experience with that? Because you have been a content creator for a while. Is it like people hitting you up in the DMs and you're just like, damn, I can't be friends with everybody?
Yeah, that's exactly it. So it's hard. It's the reason it's been so hard for me is because I need to go to therapy. Because like when you're a really empathetic person and a really caring person, you don't want to be rude to people and you don't want to push away people that seem to care about you. Because with someone showing you attention, someone showing you love, it feels almost like you're obligated to like make time for them, to make space for them, and to appreciate them in the same way that they're appreciating you. And the reality is that you can't. And so, how do you come to terms with that? It's hard. It's really hard because you have to be okay with uh, being an asshole. But actually, you're not being an asshole. You're just having boundaries. But it feels like you're being an asshole because you've never been in that situation before. You know what I mean?
Right.
100%. Yeah, I
Yeah.
do.
Right.
So it's been very uncomfortable. I mean, for me, it's I haven't really dealt with it in a good way because for me, I think my trauma response is to shut down to stuff, and so instead of like having like a healthy way of like facing it and drawing boundaries, I think I would just tend to like disappear or like just kind of ghost. Basically, I think is how I deal with stuff, which is not healthy and it's something I'm still working on. But
I feel that, dude. Like I have people that I've been trying to make friendships and put myself out there more, but then I find I just keep people on delivered all the time because I
mm,
just never have the time to respond to people. And then people are like, "Damn, so you just like are a liar." I'm like, "I'm not a liar. I'm like genuinely just so busy, and I'm like bad at
Yeah.
communicating it." And so like I have all these people that I do genuinely have connections with and want to hang out with, but I just can't find the time.
for real, Scylla, and I think also the thing for me, it's something that might be the same for you, is about like not having the time, is not having the time to sit down and dedicate to have a direct conversation with them. I really hate having, I hate the ongoing short conversation where someone messages you and so you give them a small response and they answer you back and give them a small response. That feels like so taxing. It's much easier to sit down and have a dedicated conversation for like 10 minutes, or 20 minutes. Whether it's texting or phone calling, like, you can just like talk with that. You're focused on it. You're in the moment. You're having the interaction is really positive and healthy, and it's over with and you're done. You go on with your day. But like you can't find those 10 minutes to do that or the 20 minutes to do that because they're asleep. I'm awake. I'm at work. They're not at work. Like, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. that kind of goes back to us talking about like being present in conversations earlier. Like I
Hmm.
feel like when I'm texting someone, I can't be present. So like I feel like texting is just so unorganic to me. Or like I'm
Wow.
bad at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 And I have like these guys and they're just like, damn, like we'll start to text, like we'll talk in person, but then we'll start to text and they'll lose interest. And I'm like, yeah, I told you I don't text. I'm not good at it. I don't have
Dude,
Riz over text. I'm sorry. It's not gonna be
thank you for
there.
Yeah,
saying it.
yeah.
Oh man. Dude, for
But
real.
it's intimidating for people because I literally had a guy. He's like, "What are you doing tonight?" I'm like, "Nothing. Come hang out." He's like, "Damn, I'm too nervous." I'm like, "Then what are we doing? We've been
Wait,
I'm gonna
what?
text you all night. Like we're 24. Can we grow up a little bit? Like God, I'm not gonna bite you. Like
Then what are we doing? That's so
that
brilliant.
literally was a conversation I had. I was like, I don't know what's
Dude, you
happening
sent
right
him
now.
back to kindergarten with that line.
Dude,
Then
some of
what are
these
we doing?
people are
I
so
don't know. Are we
immature.
holding hands and walking with our lunch pails?
Dude, some of these people are so immature. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my
Yeah, they're just
gosh.
not mature enough to like actually hang out in person, but they want to text. And I'm like, text. I'm 24. Like I'm too old for this.
Dude, like at 24, don't you know what? Okay, whatever.
That's
I don't
exactly
know.
it, Cass. Like, can't you hang out
That's
with
so
people in
dumb.
person by now? Like, grow
Mm.
up a little. Come on, baby.
Yeah.
Oh man, I completely agree. And I think also like the thing with
I know
texting
that some
is
people don't even, yeah, that is so dumb. I can't, I don't understand.
hanging out is the way to go though. Because like if I'm alone, I want to be alone. You know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But if you want to hang out, then like let's go. I'll go hang out with you.
As a person who spends
Yeah,
most
and
of their
if someone
time,
invites you over,
Hmm.
like if someone's like, okay, well then come on over then like you just got the invite. Like you're good. You're
But that what
green.
everyone
You got
wants.
you got like you're
Yeah.
golden.
That's
exactly,
Like
you got the in,
You
and
got
you're
the
not
in,
taking it.
and you still say no?
And
Wow.
you're
As a
still like,
person who
I'm
spends
too nervous.
most of their time alone, like for me to want to hang out with you, like not to be all like you should be grateful, but like genuinely, like the fact that like I
I'll,
love
I'll
being
say
by
it for you,
myself.
Silla. He should be fucking
That's what
grateful.
I'm saying. Like I love being by myself. I'm my best friend. We have
No
a great time.
joke.
We're silly. We
Hmm.
play. Like if I want to hang out with you, that means that your vibes are as good, if not better than mine. Like that is a thing, you
Hmm.
know?
Yep.
Right.
But not everybody feels that way about themselves. So I think that's what intimidates them about hanging out in person as well.
It's also something that you mentioned before, so you mentioned that one time with like the guy had a lot of riz online. The minute you met in person, he was like a dull, a wet rag, as they would
It
say.
was quiet. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe just people feel more confident like texting and rather than hanging out.
Which I totally understand because like not a lot of people have that experience where they like prefer to hang out with people in person. Because in this day and age,
Hmm.
we were talking earlier, we mostly have online friends. Like that's where our communities are and our
True.
forums are.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Which, well, yeah, and it's true, right? Because I'm thinking about it now mentally. I'm like, yeah, you have to build the skill of being
I don't
comfortable in
know. For
person.
me, I'm trying to think about it. Like I think after working in retail for like being right there, customer service,
Hmm.
for so much of the day, like it's different for me now. It's better if I'm in person talking to people. I can't like
Mm.
make conversation, like over messages. Like I'm like, oh, I can't really make conversation over messages. Like it's easier to converse with everyone whenever you're right there face to face
Yep.
than it
Yeah.
is to be over messages. Like if it's family, it's
Texting's
someone
a
I've
drag
known a
on.
long time, that's different. Like,
Hmm.
family but that's also because family understands if you can't message back in 2 minutes. They understand if you take 2 hours to respond to whatever else they said,
Mm.
you
Yeah.
know? So like for that aspect, like long life, like longtime friends and family, I can just, message whenever. But if it's like friends that are recent friends or whatever, it's like, okay, well, it's better if I'm in person,
Yeah.
with those people.
For sure.
But
I think also that another thing about the issue that people are looking at now with internet life is how there's too much. There's like too much of it all. So even with texting, like there's too many people you could be texting at any given point. Right? And with like then
mhm,
your attention gets divided, your motivation gets divided, like your interest gets divided because like maybe 10, 20, 30 people, however many people you're texting. Whereas like in real
mhm,
life, as one person, it's easier to be present and mindful and have a good interaction, or to be like, no, this sucks, like I'm leaving, you know. Um,
Yeah.
but for me, it gets overwhelming because there's so many things or so many messages to respond to. I just shut down because like, oh, 13 unread messages. Where do I start? No, I'm not doing that. Okay, turning off my phone.
Say 13. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just way too much. What about whenever you're dating someone? So are you the kind of person who like likes to have the all the constant contact, or
Ooh, you asked the wrong question. So
no,
I
no? Seeing
have
that answer honestly.
you asked the right question because it's the right question. Okay, so I have an anxious attachment style.
Yeah.
You know, there are dozens of us. Just kidding.
There
There's so
are.
many.
There are.
There's so many of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and I recently got a crush on someone, and like we text sometimes, but like when we're not texting, my anxious attachment style could not. And I really had to do a lot of growth and work on myself and be like, bitch, you don't have to be talking 24/7. Like they still like you, like just having that kind of like thing. So like in
Are you
relationships,
sure they still like you?
I kind of want. I kind of
I'm
want to call
working
you
on it.
later. Oh my gosh, I kind of want to call you later just to get the update on that if there's any
Oh
updates
yes,
because I am
yeah.
super curious.
I'll give you the updates.
Okay, give
Yeah.
me the updates later.
How about you give all of us the updates?
I can't on the live
Um,
stream. I would.
Not on the live
If you
stream.
turn off the live stream, we can get into it. But anyway. And so in my relationships, I would find that I would need some sort of like, hey, I'm at work, like, hey, this and that kind of thing. And like, I don't know how I would be right now. I think I would more so just kind of like a good morning, good night. Like,
It's good enough. Yeah.
if you're free, I just want to know how things are. Like, I don't need to know like where are you at, like what's
Yeah.
going on, like all the details. I prefer like a phone call at the end.
Mm.
Mhm.
I
What
love
about you?
that. I respect that. Me?
Yeah.
Time for bad dating advice.
Uh-oh, he just doesn't get
So
into
here's what
a
I've learned.
relationship.
No, so here's what I've learned. I'm definitely like anxious avoidant. So I used to be like really bad anxious avoidant. To be straight up with you, I've had like almost zero dating experience this year in 2023. Yeah, almost a zero. Yeah, like the dating apps are dead. I've been having anxiety attacks trying to like pack up and trying to get out of Korea. So like very little, very, very, very little. But I feel like I'm probably more on the side of like avoidant, a little bit more than anxious as I used. I used to be very anxious avoidant. I think I'm a little bit more avoidant, more so than anxious. The way to break it is to just have your heart broken over and over and over again, and then you just don't care anymore.
Oh no! You said I'm numb.
Yeah. Well, like it breaks you, right? Because like then like you don't have to be anxious because you already know. You're like, oh, they don't care about me. It's like, okay. At first it might be painful, but if it's happened like 4 or 5 times, it's like, oh yeah, they don't care about me.
Yeah, that isn't that the freaking worst? Like one time I had this dude that I went on a date with and I left 2 bracelets at his house. And you're like, okay, whatever, the bracelets. But no, my friend made me these bracelets because we went to see our favorite artist together.
Mhm.
And they were like two of my favorite songs by my favorite artists, and they were cute ass bracelets, and she took time to make them. And I left them at his house. And so long story short, he ended up throwing them in the trash when he told me he was going to mail them to me.
Oh, what the fuck?
I know. And it's
And
like,
he
first of
knew
all,
they were special, right?
he didn't know they were special. I tried to
Oh,
explain that when I was there, but again, going back to he doesn't care about me, he probably wasn't even listening. So like when I was like,
dude.
hey, please, like they have sentimental value, like this and that, like he just threw them in the trash and never sent them back. And I was just like, that kind of really definitively like showed me, I was like, you really need to pick who you were around because like what if this was an actual something that you could never get back? Like if I had a grandma, what if like I got like a necklace for my grandma? So
Dude, that is fucking awful. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
saying. But he did, take me out for a fancy brunch, so that was cool.
I lost one of my. This is not as important as yours, but I did lose one of my favorite shirts to an ex.
No, that's even worse. Shirts, like favorite shirts are so hard to come by. I lost Little Mix merch to a boy one time. I was so sad.
Oh
He never would give it
shit!
back because he was like, "Let me see you," and I was like, "Oh, don't want to see you. Just want the shirt back."
My friend Pox said heartbreak is character building. LOL.
LOL.
He's gonna jump on in 10 minutes. That's a good
Yeah.
topic though. What items have we lost to exes?
My self-confidence.
Yeah, I was gonna say my will to live.
My grasp on reality.
Oh my gosh, that's fucking rich.
I want to turn off the live stream and just talk about everything now. I'm like,
I know,
can we get
right?
into it?
We Poc's gonna jump on, and Poc's got a bunch of wild romance stories, so it's gonna get a little bit wild here in a few minutes, I think.
Okay, are we oversharing on the live stream? I'm ready. I'm always ready to overshare.
We're gonna do that. I did think it'd be interesting to read some of these like relationship advice stuff on here on Reddit and give our reactions to.
Hello?
Oh, yo, Cassie, there?
Hello.
Yeah, now I'm here.
Heck no. Dude, I read these all the time. Let's
Do you?
go.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh shit! I found my father's phone. What do you guys? Okay, just tell me which one to click on. Tell me which one to click on.
Okay.
My best friend told me to leave the guy I was dating, but now she's dating him.
Trash.
Read that one.
No.
I just found my husband's other phone. What should I do?
Let's do this one.
Okay. Oh, this is not gonna be good. This is gonna be
He
so
clearly
bad.
has another marriage.
This is gonna be so
He has
bad.
another life. He has another life.
Okay. This is from watching. Oh, I guess they can see the screen. This is from Reddit. I, 30-year-old female, just found my husband's 36-year-old male's other phone. Just some background. I and my husband have been together for 10 years. Married for 4 years with no children. Okay. So 10 years of 6 years of dating, 4 years of marriage, no kids. Last night I went, so that means they got together when she was 20 and he was 26. Wow.
Thank you for that context.
Yeah, I was thinking
Ooh.
about that, yeah. And then married since 4 years ago, so she would have been like 26 when they got married. He would have been 32. Last night, I was looking for my credit card. I misplaced it and found another phone. It was locked. I took it to him, and at first he tried to deny it, but then eventually confessed. He would not unlock it and told me whatever was on it wouldn't make it any better. That is not a good thing to be saying.
That's the worst.
That's like admitting without admitting anything. That's kind of like, put me in jail. You don't want to know.
Oh my god.
He then smashed the phone. He then blamed it on a porn addiction and said he was just flirting and nothing else.
Oh.
Okay. This guy knows it's over. He knows it's over.
Hear the dirt falling
Bro.
Mind you, he did this very early on in our relationship too, and said he just wanted attention, which was another reason he said he did it now. I'm at a loss of what to do. I mean, I really just feel so tired and defeated to deal with this. I lost my mom a little over a year ago and gained custody of my 16-year-old little brother, so I have him to think about too. What should I do? Edit, he said his reasoning for smashing the phone is because he's ashamed of the porn he looks at, whatever that means.
It comes down to whether or not she's financially stable on her own. But like, Bessie, you
Yeah.
don't want to be anywhere near a man that's shady that had an entire phone. That you
Bro,
didn't-
and then smashed it?
smashed it. Like that was the only option he had.
It's not porn.
Like, his
It's not
only
just
option
porn on
was-
that phone. If it's porn, he can just clear his browser history. It's not just porn. He has other stuff on that phone.
Is it chat? Like,
Yeah.
I don't even
And if he
wanna-
has a whole ass another phone, it's probably a lot of other people he's talking to
Oh, yeah.
on his other phone.
Dude,
And the scary
what
part is
the
that he
hell?
thinks smashing the phone is gonna like make her stop thinking about it. But I'm like, what are the other forms that he could just message them through? Like you have no
Yeah.
idea.
And why is
And devil's
smashing the phone
advocate,
wrong?
he just kind of like ruined whatever options he had open. It's like, dude, she's leaving you. Maybe you should hold on to the phone.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Horrible and insane, but like, she's gone. You fucked up. Dude, that is creepy. That sounds like criminal almost. Like, I kind of wonder if it's criminal related. That's just
That's
weird.
what I was thinking too.
Yeah, she needs to get the fuck out of there.
Yep. Only thing you can do.
He also sounds like, it also sounds like kind of like maybe violent to like smash a phone. It's kind of like, okay, he might have violent tendencies as well. Yeah, if it was just flirting, he wouldn't have smashed the phone. That's the reaction of somebody who has a lot to hide. Recovering from cheating is already hard, but it's impossible and pointless with somebody who won't be completely honest about their actions. Yeah. That's an open and shut case.
Basically.
Yeah, wow.
On to the next.
Wild. On to the next one. My friend, 31-year-old male, called me a
Yep.
traitor because I don't go to the parade as a gay man, 29 male. What should I do about this?
Let's see here.
Oh. I don't want to go for two main reasons. Number one, I don't like parades in general. Number two, being gay is the least interesting thing about me, and I don't feel the need to celebrate simple facts about me. My friend, David, called me a traitor for not going because apparently I need to celebrate it considering there's a gay genocide going on right now, in his own words. He accused me of being an Uncle Tom, Tom is censored, and self-hating gay man. I don't hate myself, nor do I hate being gay, I just don't want to go to the parade. I'm grateful I live in a country where I have equal treatment under the law, but that doesn't mean I get to celebrate. Doesn't that mean I get to celebrate who I am on my own terms? Now David is calling me out on social media, and saying I'm a traitor and that I'm spitting in the face of gay people everywhere and demanding I be held accountable for this. I have no idea where this is coming from because we usually get along just fine. What do I do? I'm really confused and don't know where to start with this.
I have two things to say.
Go ahead, Silla.
David is an SJW, and David needs hobbies.
Derogatory.
Derogatory, thank you. And David needs hobbies because a person not wanting to go to a pride parade for a plethora of reasons is valid, but like his specifically are very valid. Like you don't have to go put on a show. Like every day could be a celebration of like your sexuality. And if you don't like parades, why the fuck are you going to parade? The fuck? They're awful if you don't like them.
Exactly. Yeah. My gosh. Who has the... Also, just... Yeah. Sorry, I don't have time for friendships like this. If someone's, like, calling me out on social media, it's like, are you even my friend?
Exactly. Isn't
Cass,
that
I
serious?
did mute you, Cass, because you were getting feedback from my voice. So if you need to just unmute if you want to jump in. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, my AirPod, I just had to pull my AirPod out for a second.
No, for some reason, like, I muted you because, like, for some reason my voice is getting feedback on you, so I can hear myself talking on your side.
Even with the
Yeah,
AirPod right now?
for some reason. Isn't that weird?
Oh.
But it's okay. Like, you just talk whenever you want to talk, and I won't say anything, and we'll be
What
good.
about right now?
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, now we're good. Yeah, perfect.
Okay. I just unmuted it and
Unplugged it and plugged it back in.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead anyway, so. What do you want to say on the story, Cass?
No, I was just gonna say, like, how many other people is this David guy doing this to? Like, is David just going around to all the gay guys that don't go to parades or all the gay
Targeting
people
them?
and being like, you didn't go to the parade? Like, okay, bro.
I'm sorry. I found that stuff. I also found that stuff to be like, he's 31. I also found that stuff to be like a big, like, sorry, like, obviously people have different ages to develop at, but I feel like that sounds a lot like you're very insecure in your own self to kind of be projecting on other people of like why you're not showing up. It's like, because I don't want to. I have social anxiety.
Is he not going to the parade? Is he not going to the parade?
David's sexuality and how secure he is in his, because I'm thinking, like you were saying, projection, like maybe he's like, damn, like I'm gonna call him Lee, I guess, the 29-year-old, like Lee is all chill with like being so secure in his sexuality that he doesn't have to go to the parade, but I'm so gung-ho about it.
Right.
I'm gonna judge him instead of on why I really want to go to this parade instead of just help my friends and family that I'm gay.
How interesting. Let's read the comments say down here. I don't think that man is your friend. Why would you even consider a person who publicly insults you as a friend?
Right?
Yeah.
Click on that one. All the other ones are going to keep popping up.
Oh my gosh, okay. Is David also gay? OP. Kinda. Okay. Well, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that sounds like that's the issue. He must still be struggling with his own identity. David needs to shut up. We saw at the same time. Oh man, that's no, I don't got time for it. With a friend like that who needs enemies. Yeah.
It's not a friend. That's not a friend then.
Ooh, why is she hiding her condoms?
Oh, what up? Bring us the tea.
How did you know what I was looking at?
Okay. I, 36 male, caught my girlfriend, 34 female, hiding a small pack of condoms on her backpack. 14 years together. Of course, after I confronted her and asked her for an explanation, she initially denied it. But after pushing her, she admitted this. There is a coworker married with kids that she's attracted to. Things evolved. They started sexting, and a week and a half ago, they made an attempt to fuck. She says nothing happened. She was on her period, and also she felt bad about it at the last minute. This is on last Friday, according to her story. Then 1 week later was the day I found the condoms by pure chance, and I know she bought them that very Saturday. Okay, so they were going to have sex on Friday, and then she bought the condoms on Saturday.
But she bought them on Saturday after she admitted what was going on?
No, she admitted what was
Or
going on.
no, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
It is even believable that they did. Is it even believable that they did nothing? Even if they didn't, and I believe a version, how can you explain buying condoms after the failed attempt? She's asking me to forgive this, claiming that absolutely nothing happened.
Nope. If she felt too bad to fuck because she was feeling
She would
guilty,
not go out and
and buy condoms the next
okay.
day.
That's a
No.
funny phrase.
No. On to the next. I just feel like a lot of these are just like people in relationships who want an open relationship, but like don't even know where to start or how to navigate about it. And so they just go out and then they fuck up their relationship that they are in, that they might be happy in, because they don't know how to communicate.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that going to okay, I guess they're just dating, they're not married. Do you think that like a couples counseling would be enough to kind of address this issue?
Well, she already like broke his trust. I don't even think that there's anything to come back to.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do because he never is gonna know for sure if anything happened, so he's never gonna believe her.
If she
About
had
anything.
at the time of her like feelings for him, but like been to him, then like come to him and been like, hey, I have feelings, let's go to counseling, let's talk through this, like let's see how our relationship can exist while my feelings also can.
Yeah.
There's a few interesting things here. Like, first of all, the coworker is married with
Also,
kids,
how do you
which is
say
wild,
things? How do you be like, that's crazy too?
right?
But how do you be like, oh, I just didn't feel like it. I felt bad. I didn't want to like break our trust, and then the very next day be like, I'm gonna go buy some condoms so that we can try that again.
Exactly.
Yo, why?
Like you're not gonna do that.
Yo, sorry. Why? Oh, I guess,
Are you like?
guys. Also, she bought the condoms for the guy. That's like, wow.
Yeah, that's wild.
Why did he not buy them? He's like, no, my wife might find me. What?
Or he's one of those gross guys that's like, oh, I don't like condoms. Like, grow up.
I wonder. 36 and so yeah, 36 and 34. 14 years together though. That's like so tragic, you know?
Real.
That's pretty harsh.
Edit.
But if she's going out and trying to get together with someone that's literally married and has children, like, come on, what is going on?
I don't know. It's tough, like, because the positive side of me wants to be like clearly she needs to go to therapy of some sort, whether she's has a different, maybe her sexual attachment style is like non-conventional or different than what she's identified with, or she just has like some very deep rooted issues. Like obviously she definitely needs some therapy, and
Bro,
I wonder
I have said it once, but I'll say it again. If you
Yeah.
want an open relationship, go to somebody else that wants an open relationship. Don't try to ruin your relationship that you're in with someone who doesn't have the same beliefs as you.
but you're saying that, Cass, from a place of groundedness and respect for that lifestyle. And when people are trying to come to terms with their sexuality or their identity, it's wrought with insecurity about knowing if it's really how they feel or if it's not how they feel. If it's okay to feel that way, if it's not okay to feel that way. If they're going to be accepted, if they're not going to be accepted. So obviously, you're right. Like, it's not healthy. It's not good. I don't want anyone to, like, act that way. But I also can kind of understand a little bit that there's going to be a lot of questioning and insecurity that's going on inside of your mind to think rationally. Which is why I wonder, like, in situations like similar with this, like, if you go to therapy, can you walk through it? Can you figure it out? Can you come to a better conclusion? Sorry, Cass, I muted you again, so just unmute if you need to. P.S. Big thanks to all of you guys for the incredible support. It's honestly an enormous support for me at this time. Of course, every story has its background and specific details, which I chose not to share, but the comments have been top tier and helped me to gain mind clarity. I have good reasons to believe her story, even considering our DB periods, that like down bad periods, and believe this was only this time. But I still cannot see any other scenario other than a clean break. I also have good reasons to think she needs mental help, which I cannot burden myself with, which is exactly what we said. Again, you've been a great help. I cannot state this enough. Okay. Down here. So she cheated on you emotionally, tried to cheat on you physically, and then made plans to actually made plans to physically cheat on you. Absolutely nothing happened. Yeah, and by tomorrow it was just the tip. She felt so bad about it. She went through and bought condoms to have another bash. Now that she's over the guilt. Why the fuck would you forgive this? Walk away. You're a youngster at 36 and have plenty of time to find a partner who's not a lying cheater who's treating you like shit. Yo, Pac, what's up?
Hello,
Can
you see me?
We can see you. We can hear you. You're good.
How can I see myself? How does this? But I've never been on Zoom on a PC before. I'm so confused.
Really?
Yeah, never on, always on my phone. So I'm trying to.
You can join from your
just
phone if you want to. Cass is on her
No,
phone.
it's no. I just want to change the view. All I can
Okay.
see is you and your screen share. How do I see all the participants?
Click the Can someone else help with this?
I don't know how to explain it without seeing his computer. Do you want to share screen real quick and we can help?
Oh, that's
Yeah, I
fancy.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah,
I
I'll
want
share
to.
the
I don't know if I
screen.
want to see what's on Poc's computer.
Oh, wait.
Okay, you can see.
It works. It works.
That's
I
because I,
can
that's because I
see
stopped
everyone.
my screen share. That's because I stopped my screen share. If I share my screen
Yeah,
again, it's gonna
fuck
fuck
you
it up.
then.
This is why I love Poc. He jumps on and immediately is like, "Fuck you."
I've been waiting to cuss this guy out
Dude,
my whole life.
I haven't talked with you in fucking weeks, dude. How have you been?
Good man, good up and down. You know, it's
know.
life is a scary ride.
You can't see us again, right, Poc?
No,
Ha! Fuck you.
wait, I'm gonna figure
Yeah,
this out.
take a minute,
I'm gonna,
figure it
I'm
out.
gonna-
Because I think it's gonna be. Where is it at? Is it in the? I think it's
View
on.
options.
Yeah.
Here we go.
You got it?
Here we go.
Okay. And the
So
click.
yeah,
It's like.
disable side by side mode. There we go.
Okay.
Now we're good. Now I can
Perfect.
see everyone.
Let's go. All right. Now I don't know, Poc, how much you can say publicly, but like, is that one thing still going on or not?
The one thing is still going on.
Yes!
I can say as much
Let's
publicly
go!
as I want.
Fucking go.
Oh wow, I'm not okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's all good. It's all going good. I'm dating somebody.
Officially?
Well, no.
I'm just shut the. Oh my gosh, dude! How long is? Okay, for anyone who doesn't know, like Pac has had this love interest for like the last month and a half, and they like reconnected after like a year, and then like lately got like more serious, and so we've all been kind of like cheering our boy on from the sidelines as being like giving some point like do this, man, do this and do that, and he's been like, okay, calm down, I got this. So
Yeah.
it's still going on,
Exactly.
which is the best news ever.
Sounds like you're
Where
playing
do I
the
put-
long game.
What's that? Silla?
I am playing the long game.
Yeah.
There's no
I think
point
so.
in anything apart from the long game. That's what I've realized in my life. I've been a slut. I've been through all the phases, you know what I mean? And now I'm just ready to accept my true self, come into my prime, you know, all of that.
The dream life that none of us can achieve, but Pac's gonna achieve it for us.
So now I'm fucking my wife. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm fucking my wife. I ain't fucking no random bitch. I'm gonna go and play at Rampage on the weekend, and any woman who comes up to me, I'm gonna be like, no,
I'm
Yeah,
married in the
I'm the
future.
I'm married.
In the future.
I'm married to this girl I'm not dating yet.
Exactly.
And that'll scare them right off. They'd be like, "Oh, okay, I see." And then they run off. They're like, "That guy's psycho." Is Rampage
Yeah, a
really
little
this
bit.
weekend already? Damn.
No,
dude.
no, next weekend. Next
Next
weekend,
weekend.
not this one.
Holy shit, that just came up quickly.
Yeah, I'm playing today. A week's time. I'm playing Thursday, innit? So I'm playing a week from now.
Okay. Damn. Dude.
Also,
Mm.
I got this new thing, yeah? This new thing. You know about that
Oh.
Aussie lemonade? Why? This thing bang.
Dude, Aussie lemonade? I've tried their lemonade before, but not Aussie lemonade. That looks yummy.
Well, it's just poison. Because
No.
that is all that Monster Energy drink really
No.
is.
Lies. I don't believe it. Stop lying. Monster is the best. It's the ultimate. Tea and lemonade.
Bro,
is
you've
fucking
never
good.
had a heart attack off energy drinks. I have.
That's because you're overdoing it, bro.
Yeah, that is true. But that's only because I play at a radio show that's sponsored by Red Bull.
Okay.
And so I remember once when I was doing a show there, I drank about 15 in the space of 3 hours, and then
Whoa.
You're
How are you alive
you're a
too?
fucking idiot. What are you thinking?
I could rap really quick.
I'm Eminem for the next 5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh man, Cass, like whenever Cassia's boyfriend, he drank like, I don't know, how many was Cass? 6 or 7 energy drinks in a day? 7 or 8?
No, it was way more than that.
Was it?
I wasn't around for that. He was like 17 and making bad life decisions.
He just like literally ran around all day playing sports and drinking energy
He
drinks.
ran around playing sports all day
Yeah.
and drank
Energy drinks, like,
15 energy drinks.
and then at the end of the day, he was like sitting at his
Oh,
computer.
wow, that was
He was sitting at the computer, and his dad walks over and was like, "Hey, son, you okay?" And he was like, "Yeah, why?" And then he looked down, and like his legs were like literally vibrating,
We're bouncing up
like bouncing up and down. And
vibrating.
he's like, "Oh shit!" It's like, I had some energy drinks today." Oh man. No, I can't do that. I get suicidal if I drink too much
I
caffeine.
would die.
Yeah.
I would
Then you
die,
get
bro.
suicidal anyway.
That's
Don't try
true.
that.
That's true, Mark. That's true. Fuck it. I'm not gonna give a bad name to caffeine. I'll take the blame for that one. All right. What else we got here? We're reading Reddit stories right now.
That's so annoying. Am I still, can you still hear yourself, Benji?
No, you're good right now.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Just mute me again if that happens again. I don't,
Okay.
it might be my AirPods. I don't know for sure.
What?
This one got like stopping wet the other day.
Here's a
so
story
that's
for us.
the
This one's kind of
problem.
weird. Let's see what happens. I think my girlfriend might have did something. 20 male, 19-year-old female. Hi. My girlfriend does these kind of side jobs where she takes photos. She has done it many times, but on Sunday there she had a job to take photos of a guy for his birthday with his truck. Now, he collected her at 9 a.m. in the morning for the pictures. When she was leaving, she had told me that she would be back within 2 hours. It got to about 5 p.m. So she was there from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And I was wondering where she was, so I texted her and she said that they went rather far and he took her for a drive in his big truck and had got her food also and said she'd be back home soon. She got dropped off at 10 p.m. at night, not sure what to think. Did more go on? She was away for 11 hours. To what? Take 5 photos?
No, man, this guy just took your girl on a date. How do you feel?
She literally messaged him more on a date. Like, he drove me in his big truck and got me food. She told him to his face.
Well, you can tell from the terminology of
Yep.
in his truck. Yeah, he didn't
Right?
say he just took her out. He had to specify that he took her out in a truck. And I tell you what, this
A big truck. Not just truck, a
yeah,
big truck.
yeah. But before he said truck, on line 2 he said truck.
Yep.
Line 5 he said big truck. Yeah. So this is my point. His play on the word truck shows that he feels like he has some ways that he doesn't feel like he's providing for his partner, that he feels threatened that somebody else can provide something that he can't.
Oh shit! Pac read into that one. That was deep.
This is real psychoanalysis sessions, yeah. So I'm telling you that I reckon his own insecurity, which probably isn't just this particular thing, it's probably come out in a few different ways along their relationship, has literally made it so she is convinced that there are men who are more men than him because he believes there are men who are more men than him. If he was more confident in the fact that I don't need a big truck to be able to provide for my girl, then she would have probably felt nothing. But because he's doing this, that, and the other and taking her out and doing things that possibly I'm assuming that he can't do, now, oh boy, it sucks for him.
Wow. That was actually a really nice psychoanalysis.
That was very astute.
And it's a shame because I've fallen into the same trap sometimes because I have my own insecurities, you know what I mean? But the problem is, your insecurities, if you let them run you rather than you running them and them just coming along for the ride, bro, you'll be all the things that you think that you are. It's as simple as that. If you think you're the guy, even if you can admit and be modest and be like, obviously there's ways that I can improve and things that I can provide that I'm not currently providing. But if you think I am doing the best that I can with what I have right now, you'll always be more than enough. You always will be.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
If she wants you, that is. If she wants you. If it still doesn't turn out that way, maybe she just doesn't want you, but she doesn't have the balls to admit that she doesn't want you.
Yeah, and I did want to point out, like, it's kind of like on her as well, because there's no reason for her to go out and cheat. She could just be like, hey, man, I'm leaving. Like, I'm done with this. But yeah.
Yeah, but in her eyes, and in a lot of people's eyes, not in my eyes, because I'm a monogamous type guy, yeah. If I'm interested in somebody, I'm interested in one person. But not everyone's like that. A lot of people have the opinion of don't put all your eggs in one basket. And I hate that term in this context, but a lot of people think that. A lot of people think that way.
Wow. Tough. I mean, he's 20, he's 19. They're young. They'll figure it out. But yeah, that situation's done. Let it go.
I want to know how old the guy is in the truck. I reckon he's 25 plus.
Right? I was gonna say he's got to be like mid-20s, no doubt.
Yeah, and she'll fuck around and find out, and she'll have a great time with him, and then she'll realize that the guy in the big truck isn't giving her the emotional security that the first guy was, and she'll fuck up the same way he fucked up.
Yep. Meanwhile, the 20-year-old guy's gonna become an incel because of his bad experiences with women, and
yeah, he's gonna be like, this is just what I deserve, and as a result, yeah. He's fucked.
I, 27 female, just caught my boyfriend, 26 male, in a lie, and he does not know about it. Basically, I caught my boyfriend in a lie, and he doesn't know that I know about it. We have been together for 4 years and lived together for 1 year. Today, he told me he was going to meet one of his male friends and that they had not spoken in a while, so he needed time to catch up with him. I was totally okay with it and told him to have a great time. Before we left the house, though, he kept asking me if I logged into his WhatsApp through my computer. I told him that I hadn't, but he kept insisting on it. I didn't even know that he had logged into his WhatsApp account using my computer. When he left the house, my curiosity got tickled. I kept wondering why he was insisting that I had logged into his WhatsApp account. So I did. Turns out he was going to meet another woman. I'm not sure what they were going to do, but I know this girl. I know that they've gotten really close these past few weeks, because when I see him texting, he is always texting her. I keep telling myself that they are just friends, but I'm wondering why he would lie about meeting her, though. I am all for having friends of all genders when one is in a relationship. Throughout our relationship, there's been a lot of communication, love, and trust. So I'm not sure how to confront him about it because of the method I used to find out about this whole thing. I also feel like my trust for him is a bit shaken. I feel really awful right now. How should I bring this topic up?
You don't.
Wow.
You just leave.
Yeah.
You just leave. You realize, oh shit, I fucked up, and you leave. And you take the L, you know what I mean? You take the fucking L.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah, he doesn't want her. If he wanted her, then he would go be meeting up at a coffee shop with her. He wants this other bitch. Like, just go. Yeah.
4 years together. Isn't it sad? Like, what I mean, like, she said there's a lot of communication, but like, it doesn't sound like it.
Bro, let me put it this way. The
Yeah.
longest relationship that I was in, I was in a relationship for almost 5 years,
Yeah.
Same kind of way, majorly serious shit.
Right.
And she didn't cheat on me. Well, she could have. I choose to think that she didn't cheat on me,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
But she ended up breaking up with me
Right.
for a guy from her college. And she officially got with him like 2 weeks after we broke up, innit? So it's clear to me that there was something going on in the period of whatever. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't insecure about, like, I wasn't like touching around, trying to find out. I felt like things were a bit more distant, you know what I mean? But at the same time, people, I feel like oftentimes, even cheaters, even people that you consider immoral people or people with immoral actions, I don't think they do it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes what you want changes, and especially if you're in something serious, not a lot of people have the maturity to be able to face it and speak with their partner openly about it, that what they're desiring changes, because you don't want to hurt their feelings, even if you don't want to be with them anymore. So it becomes a complicated situation. Not a lot of people, especially if you're young people, are ready to come to terms with that yet. They would rather just, and break it off and hurt, and people get heartbroken in that kind of way. And it's not because they're bad people. It's just because people are people and we're all ridiculously flawed, you know what I mean? And anybody who likes to act like, oh, we're so angelic, like we all sin, whether we mean to or not, you know what I mean? That's why y'all need Jesus.
It's just strange. Like, I mean, okay, so I'm thinking all of a sudden that song, the Pina Colada song, because it's like that.
Oh my God, that's so messed up.
Like, dude, like that song is like.
You're not wrong though.
It's
You're
so
not
similar,
wrong.
and so like this must. I haven't experienced this, but like apparently it's a very like normal human thing. Is that if you're in a long-term relationship, you get bored, I guess, which is like understandable. But I mean, like, it's happening consistently enough that people should be aware of this and like be proactive about taking care of it, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that
Scientific.
one of the only factors that is deciding in a long-term relationship is whether or not y'all have similar interests, like hobbies that y'all share together.
Uh-huh.
Because otherwise,
Yeah.
like, you can like learn all their stories, you're gonna learn all their silly little ticks. You're gonna see how they are in all situations. Like, you're not gonna be surprised by them anymore. But like the things that you do together, that's when like the newness can come in.
It's what keeps the
100%.
magic there. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, like you're saying, like that's a huge part, is having things that independently you would both be interested in, but you can come together and have a shared interest in that's persistent. And the thing about that is, like, there's a scientific biological reason why long-term relationships generally fail, and that is simply because with the male biology specifically, more than the female, because obviously we don't bear children, we make women better children, more historically than recent times. You know what I mean? Recent times, you need consent. You go back 1,000 years, how much consent do you really think was given? Not a lot. Whether it's raping and pillaging, whether it's arranged marriages, whether it's all of, there was a lot of fuckery going on. And the reality is that men, biologically, scientifically, it is literally, and this isn't even majorly long-term relationships. If you look into between 9 months, around 9 months is where things start to go weird. And that's because it's, oh, I've got this girl pregnant and now she's delivered the baby and now I have no use for her and it's on to the next woman and to make her pregnant and spread my seed. I'm not saying it's righteous. I'm not saying it's good, but I'm saying that maybe there's reasons. It's the same reason why, this is the reason why people kiss. You know why people kiss? It's because it comes from birds. Birds feed their young mouth to mouth. So as a result, as humans, there's a part of our DNA and our biology, which means that if I kiss you and you're a good kisser, it means that subconsciously I'll be thinking you'll be a good mother to my child because you'll be able to feed them appropriately.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never heard about that before.
Me
I've
neither.
never heard that.
Cool.
So do you think, so I guess that you're saying it's more like almost like a genetic thing. Is that right, Pac?
Yeah. And again, I'm not saying that excuses.
No, obviously, right. So I'm
people-
just thinking about like in terms of like how to change it then, because like is it genetic or is it societal? And maybe obviously it could be a little bit of both. Because I think that
It's definitely a bit of both. There's people who if you look at couples, especially in our parents and grandparents' generations, people have been married for 50 years and things like this. In a monogamous relationship, like obviously there was times where it was rough, but or times where both individually got less interested in each other in a sexual way or any of that kind of a way, but they come to a mutual agreement that it's for the greater good that they continue this partnership, for the family and for all of these kind of things. And especially now that we're throwing away with traditional family values, I'm not saying trad wives and this and that is necessary, but traditional values of parents being together to raise kids their whole life and create a stable household. Now that that's kind of being thrown out, the baby with the bathwater type situation, then it's playing more into those biological tropes, because it's like, and it's allowing what women don't like in men, which is the fuck boys, to carry on being fuckboys, and women are feeling empowered because of it, even though they're creating the men that they don't want to interact with. So it's like, at the moment, this is why I get more jarring, especially with Twitter nowadays. It's like, why nobody spreads love on Twitter. It's all hate. All women are like, fuck men, just want to remind you men are worthless. All men are like, fucking women are hoes. Look at all the OnlyFans. And as a result, nobody comes to an agreement. You know what I mean? And it's just like, what world are we
That's why the
heading?
new canons of the world exist.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
And that's why the Andrew Tates of this world exist, and that's why, you know what I mean, like people wonder why it's becoming more of a common thought process. It's like, if you follow the breadcrumbs, you can see why people are more aligning with these point of views. Like, of course more men are gonna feel like, oh, fuck women, because what men want is this weird kind of contract of you're only with me when you're with me, because we are, not because we want ownership, but because we're so insecure that we want to feel like, oh, we get something exceptional that nobody else gets.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yes, Attila the Hun.
No, it was Genghis Khan. I was thinking of Genghis Khan, because Genghis Khan is the one who has like 50%, right? I think, what's the number? Says here.
Yeah, we're all his offspring.
Exactly. It's like 1/3 of the world is like an offspring of Genghis Khan, I thought. Yeah. I think it's 1/3. I was trying to find the exact number to make sure, but I think it's 1/3. 1 in 200. Okay, it says 1 in 200 men are direct descendants of Genghis Khan. 1 in 200 men. By the way, from Nick Cannon, says here from Nick Cannon, he has had 12 kids since 2011. 12 kids. Nick Cannon down
How
here.
many different women? Well,
I don't think anyone's counting that, because we don't know. We don't know. 12 children And here's all, let's see, look, the whole listing. Oh, yo, but did you guys see, talking about this, Al Pacino had a baby.
What?
And Al Pacino is 83 years old.
Oh my god.
He had, and his girlfriend's like 26, I think. I think his girlfriend's 26. No, 29, sorry, 29. 29, 28, yeah.
And again, not in complete defense of the people who are like that, but it's like women ask, and women and men alike say that, an older man marrying a younger woman or having relations or starting a family with a younger woman there's multiple things wrong with it. And although there can be, you know what I mean, on the female and the male side, you know what I mean, females being gold diggers and males being preying on younger females, you know what I mean, like a weird power dynamic that goes on there. As much as that is the reality, at the same time, it's like biologically men want to be with females that are of that age because they can still bear children. It's a subconscious biological clock, you know what I mean? Men are still potent until basically they
83, until 83. Yeah. Look at Al Pacino.
and it's the exact same reason why you see there's not a lot of female CEOs or female major business women who are in majorly powerful positions. It's simply because we have to take different lifestyle choices based on biology. That doesn't mean that women are worthless. It means that women actually have something different to offer than men that men could never offer. You know what I mean? And women have a power that men could never have. And women have emotional security and emotional maturity that men don't seem to have, because women have a subconscious pressure to get the major parts of their life in order before their mid-30s. Whereas men, we're just, what's the point in growing up? That's what we think. So you get late 20s guys who are still drinking fucking football hooligans and whatever, like, yeah.
That's me, you know, hitting the bar every fucking night, you know. I'll gladly be the outlier on that one. The 5 stages of a relationship, according to this website: merge, doubt, denial, disillusionment, decision, wholehearted love. What do you guys think about that?
Interesting.
I have a long-term... Because I was just thinking, because I was thinking as well, like, for one of our friends who's in our community, I'm not sure if I can say her name out loud or not, but, like, she said that, like, during the pandemic, like, her and her husband had, like, a really hard time where, like, they weren't talking, spending all their time in their separate worlds, and they just came to a point where they had to, like, sit down and be like, are we going to make this work or not make this work? And for them, they were able to, like, just fix stuff out, and now they're, like, one of the best places that they could be. They're both very independent business people. They both have their own businesses. They're always traveling, and they get to meet up, you know, in certain countries whenever they have the time, and it works for them. But I was just thinking, you know, back to, like, people who do cheat and everything. For them, you know, that's not the way it works for them. For them, they just like to have their own lives, and they intersect at the right places, and it works for them. Merge, doubt, and denial, disillusionment. The third stage for some people can be the end of the relationship. Anything that we have not dealt with, anything we tried to shove under the carpet will start to break out. In this stage, fighting can become the only way couples can communicate with one another. For others, they quietly move apart from one another. But for some, they see this as a sign things need to change, and they begin to work on it together or with the help of a therapist. During the merge stage, our brain only saw the positives about someone else. This helps us to get close to avoid things that might bring conflict. But now the brain switches track and starts to focus on the negatives more. Unfortunately, things that are going right may be ignored for what is going wrong. And then after that would become the decision stage. Have you experienced this one for your... I guess we all have in any kind of relationship. You always start to question, like, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? And then, like, kind of going back to a little bit of the stuff that Pac touched on, I've heard a lot of people talking about, like, psychologists and just people in general, about how we have so many choices nowadays. Like, with dating apps, with the internet, like, we have so many people to choose from. It's very easy for us to be like, well, this person's not that good. I'm sure there's someone better than them out there. What do you guys think about that? Silla, agree? Uh-oh. Yeah, I can see your face. You're like, how do I answer this in a politically correct way?
It's about moments and connections with people.
Okay.
And so, like, I really am, like, hippie, like, if it's meant to be, it will be universal, bring us back, like, where our soul is, like, supposed to be on this earth in this one specific spot at the same time.
Yeah, okay.
I agree. I've always said the way that I see everything, and this isn't just This is just in-person relationships. It could be friendships, it could be enemies, it could be partners, anything like that between people when people have a relationship with each other. The reality is that nothing's set in stone ever, and that's not to be pessimistic. You know what I mean? I don't mean it from that side at all. If anything, it's to be optimistic and take maximum of not advantage, but take opportunities that you've created for yourself and the opportunities that present themselves. I see people as individual particles of water in a river, and it's like we're all in the same river. The river's wide and long. Yeah, there's a lot of particles. Sometimes you'll be next to another particle all the way in the river, and good for you. You know what I mean? Sometimes you go together, you might come back together at some point. You might take different branches of the river, and then all of a sudden you never again. But there's no reason to be sad about it. I mean, obviously, as a romantic, like I'm romantic with the qualities that I have, but it's like I realize that can hold me back because. Nothing's set in stone. And if you start thinking, oh well, it means this respect for me, or this is the reality, that's the moment that you confined yourself to sadness, basically, because you're like, well, I should never get with anybody because it always turns out that bad. Okay, well, you're never flipping get with anyone. That's your choice to make, but I don't think it's a good one for you.
Let me pull up this thread on Twitter. Yeah. Okay, you guys gotta see this thread on Twitter. Hang on. Because I had noticed this as well, like in even just like in myself a bit, and then also just like in other people as well. Okay, so this thread's amazing. A thread of iconic villains whose entire villain origin story can be summed up as he fumbled a baddie. Number 1, Darth Vader and Padme.
Exactly.
It keeps going. Number 2, Davy Jones and Calypso.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Fumble the baddie. Number 3, Mr. Freeze and Nora. Is that comic book? Is that canon to the comic books? I wonder. Harvey Dent and Rachel.
Oh, this next one's good. This next one's
Dude, Snape and Lily Potter. That's painful. I haven't even watched the entire series yet, but that's painful. Just like kind of knowing what plays out. Zhu Wenyu and Yiling from Shang-Chi. Bowser and Princess Peach. What?
Wait, keep going to the next castle because you don't want to let go.
He kidnaps her.
You don't want to let go.
Do you think? Does that mean that she has Stockholm syndrome? Spawn and Wanda. I'm not familiar with Spawn enough to know about that one. Dracula and Lisa. Thanos and Death. I do know about that one a bit. Kong and Janet Van Dyne. Did not watch that one. Vicious and Julia. Illidan and Tyrande. I'm not sure which series that's from. Video game, I guess. But I thought this was. Oh, here we go. Did he have like a main flame like to begin with? Wow.
Long time. I don't want to be in a disrespectful way.
We know. Oh, Beto and Rin. This one, like, yeah, number 14. Huge Naruto fan, so I know about that one. Doc Ock and Rosalie. Shane and Lori from Walking Dead. Negan and Lucille from Walking Dead as well. Frollo and Esmeralda. They were a thing? I didn't know that.
What?
Me and Redacted.
Oh.
But like I have noticed that for a lot of guys who I know, I'm not sure if it happens to girls as well, but for guys I can definitely attest to it because I've definitely done this as well. And for other guys, there's like that one person who like you're attached to, and like you have this like feeling like, oh man, like they're the one, I missed out on that, or like why did it not work out? And like you kind of like beat yourself up for a while wondering like why it didn't work out. But I think it kind of goes in line with this thread as well. We kind of get attached to people, and it can be hard to go.
I pride myself off the fact that I pride myself so much off the fact that basically in all of my previous relationships that I'm not with anymore, that basically I want to go away.
Nice. Nice. Sounds like a healthy way to live. A healthy narrative to give to it. Silla, Silla, how about for you when you break up with someone? Like, what's the narrative you give to help with moving on?
Back when I was really toxic, I was the same thing. You feel like, wow, I was perfect one time, and they were horrible one time. You know, just like your relationship.
No, it's valid. It's valid. Knowing Silla, it's valid.
But now, like, it's completely different. Like it is like still somewhat I went away from that. Like, I can actually away. It's like they didn't really ever take the time to try to see me and understand me. Because if they did, I guarantee you they would like want to continue to be in a relationship with me, not like that. Just necessarily like having a friend. Like something like that.
It's really good to get to a place where you can kind of see both sides of it, where you're like, okay, well, I fucked up in these ways, and then like they fucked up in those ways, and this is kind of stuff that in between that neither of us could control. It kind of happened like how it happened. Yeah, but you have to have a lot of self-esteem and self-awareness to get to that place to be like able to identify what went down.
Definitely.
But in general, it's hard for us. I think in general, like one of the biggest lessons for life to increase your happiness and to have more balance is like, and this is something I still like after Wukong, is like literally like living in the moment. Because, you know, you think about it, so much about pain comes from holding on to something that happened before, whether it was a relationship, some issue at work, something that somebody said to you, some kind of like, you know, product that failed, like holding on to that stuff, like makes you feel regret. And then also stuff in the future where it's like, what if I never find someone? What if I never get another show? What if I never do this or that? And like being able to like let go of both those and be like, oh, neither of those are real. Like it's over, it's in the past, it's already done, it's dead. And the future like hasn't happened yet. Like I'm existing right here, right now. Like I feel my heart beating, you know, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. And like being able to like live in that space it's such a place to heal from, but it's not easy because you got to make yourself come back to the present where it's like, okay, no, let go of everything, you know, fuck that. Like I'm right here, I'm right now. It's not perfect, but I'm here right now. You know, my tummy hurts. I need some Tylenol, but I'm here right now.
You have to. Like, this is the thing with the relationship I'm in at the moment. It's like I'm ready. Personally, I'm ready. And Ben knows from the conversations I've had before, I'm ready because of the things that I've been through and where I am at the moment. She's not ready. And that's also that we basically are still in a relationship, you know what I mean? We spend most of our time with each other. I say we live at our house most of the time. Like we really enjoy each other's company and we want to be around each other all the time. This is dangerous for her because of her position, because she doesn't want to feel independent, because she needs to feel empowered with being an individual.
It's dangerous for both of you, to be fair.
It is dangerous for both of us. At the same time, like the reality is that these are the two options. It's like, okay, I'm attached, she's attached. You know what I mean? It's me in a way that I would move closer, and if her in a way that she wants to move her way. But to deny the fact that despite this, we both want to be with each other in the present moment would be both of us doing ourselves a disservice, even if we remove caring about each other from the situation. So the reality is like it's never going to be perfect, and it's always painful. It's like, okay, so what's the thing is that what's the most real thing? Let me just this way: the most real thing isn't material. The most real thing is something you feel that's consistent through your life. And so you could argue, what's the most real thing? Pain. Because the reality of pain is you can't just be like, oh, hey, feel better. Like, if you say to somebody who's depressed, oh, the way to not be depressed is just to be happy. Like, you really think it's that easy? No, it's not that easy, but it's that simple. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what it is.
That simple.
Simple, not easy.
The reality is that we put all of these obstacles in our own path that are just denying ourselves where we want to be in the present moment. You know what I mean? Too many people live in the past and the future because it's too easy to do. The past is these things that happen to us, so how it feels, it reflects on ourselves and how it will define our future. And our future is where we want to be, but we we have no real control over. We might be able to influence things in how we move through this life, but the future is promised to nobody. That's a good saying, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of people who are perfectly healthy and never get to wake up the next day. And we get the opportunity to wake up the next day because we're still here today. So the reality is, like, what are you going to do? Are you going to confine yourself to a sad reality because life's not fair? We know that life isn't fair.
Yep.
So the reality is, as much as pain is the most real reality, there's one thing that will always be more consistent than pain, and that's love. And it's like we deny ourselves love because we wanna, oh, I only want it if that person is gonna only love me. Or I only want it if so. And it's like, hang on, we know that isn't the reality. We know that it might be the reality in the present, but our own insecurities prevent us from experiencing the love that we have in the present. You know what I mean? Like, we can experience it with our friends. You know, we can, but why don't we let ourselves experience it with our partners? You know, we know that our friends might not want to hang out every day, but that doesn't mean that they're not our friends, that doesn't mean that we're not close. So why is it that when something happens with your partner that you don't agree with, it has to come in between you? You know what I mean? It's like classic, if you love them, you let them go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, man. Yes.
All right, Benji, my AirPod's dying,
Okay.
so I'm going to hop off.
All right, Cass, take care. Drive safe.
Bye, Cassie. Can I just advice? Because I feel like I got the right set of people in front of me to like ask these questions to. Pop, can I ask how old you are?
I'm 25, soon to be 26.
Okay. So I have a crush on this guy, and he's 22. And I got out of a long-term relationship a year and a half ago. I haven't been seriously dating since. But we spent a lot of time together because we may or may not work together. And we're at this place where, like, I'm about to move. I'm moving in a month. So we started hanging out, and we started texting and stuff. And I told him that I like him and that I have a crush on him. And all these different things. And I don't think that he's like used to hearing like compliments or like people like just like genuinely want to spend time with him. Like, cause like sometimes we'll like hook up, but sometimes we don't. Like, it's whatever. But like, I don't know how to tell him like, can we please just exist and enjoy each other's company while I'm still here? Like, it doesn't have to lead me to anything. And like, if we catch feelings and I have to land on anything anyways, like, I would rather have this experience than not. But I don't know how to say it in a way that like a 22-year-old boy can be like, you know what I mean?
Well, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
24.
Okay. And what kind of a position? You said that you could be leaving soon. What, for a different country? Or?
Just for justice. I'm moving across the states to Virginia,
Okay.
and so I'll only be here another month.
And how do you think that he feels about that?
That's what I don't know. Because like this day that I told him that I was moving, he was like, "We should hang out tonight," and then we did. So we like have been hanging out.
That's because he feels the exact same way that you do. Because he feels like, oh shit, she's leaving. I want to spend as much time with her as possible. Now the problem is this. I can only speak obviously from who I am. I'm a very emotional person. I'm quite sensitive and a lot of things like this. So I relate partially with how he's reacted to the situation. And with the situation that I'm in, with my, I'll say partner for the sake of argument. It's like she said to me, because more recently, like 4 months ago, came out of not a long-term relationship, but a relationship regardless. And she kind of swore to herself, like, look, I need time to just be on my own. I want to be able to flourish on my own. So her concern has been, being dependent, things like this. And the reality is, she said to me, she was like, I don't want to, we've basically been dating and fucking and whatever for like 3 months, 2.5 months. And we only had our first kiss last weekend, yeah?
No! It's a big step.
I took her, we went to go and see the Arctic Monkeys at Emirates Stadium. And during one of their slow songs, I was just like, you know what? and it wasn't that forced or anything, you know what I mean? Just the vibe
In the
was
moment.
right, the moment.
Yep.
And she was very concerned about, look, if I kiss you, things are gonna change. And the reality is, like, she didn't want to ruin what we have, you know what I mean, for the sake of it becoming something else and things like this. And the reality is, if he clearly feels the same way to a certain degree, because otherwise, if he's starting to catch feelings, or if he likes you and you drop the information that, look, our time of being in the same space as each other geographically, for the time being at least, is limited, you know what I mean? Like, there's a time where I'm moving, and it's a difficult reality for him to be confronted with, because he's like, okay, I really like this girl specifically, and but if he was really in a case of, okay, this is gonna hurt me too much, or this is something that I don't want to pursue, then you would start to see signs of him retracting from that point to self-preservation. You know what I mean? So it'd be a case of, okay, let's not hang out tonight. I've actually got something on. Whereas the reality is, he's probably confused because he wants to pursue it. He feels he's probably having insecurity about, well, when she moves to another state, how many other guys are going to pursue her, and what can I offer that she can't? And you probably feel the same way in a certain degree as well, because you're like, well, I want to enjoy the time that we have together now, not despite how it may or may not change after a certain date. You know what I mean? And the reality is, you can only feel it out, but you have to be brave. You both have to be brave, and it takes two to tango. You know, it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be righteous.
Yeah, because like the issue that we're running into is like we hooked up a couple times, and like we have been every time we hang out, but that's not why we hang out, but it happens. And so I think for him there's an expectation there, and I think it's a lot of pressure for him, which is why sometimes he'll say no to hanging out. And I've told him before, like, we don't have to, but it ends up going that way, and like that's whatever. But like, I don't know a good way to be like, I just want to be around you, like in whatever capacity that looks like. And I don't think, given our track record, like that seems true, you know? And also with the added aspect of whether or not we work together, like that becomes an issue too, because like, you know, secrets and like other coworkers that we have and stuff, and also like seeing each other all the time in a different capacity affects it as well, because we're completely different people, you know? So like, I don't know.
It's the stress test. That's basically the situation that's going on. Is you're taking an item, and like you're saying, people often say, "Don't shit where you eat." And I'm not saying that's what you're doing by dating somebody that you work with. I've been there, but at the same time, it complicates things. It does complicate things. But you've got to think, if it's to be persistent, this relationship that you've got going at the moment, if it's to develop in whatever way possible, it will. And the reality is, your time that you work together is limited, because your time that you're in the same geographical location is limited, and that's a blessing. Take that as a blessing, because if it is going to be persistent, then you don't want to work around each other all the fucking time, because there's going to be times where you don't like each other, and times where you need a bit of space, but you still want to be with each other, or you still want to come home and be able to settle things, and that's more difficult if you're working in the same place. The reality is, if it's still going strong at this point, it's because you both want the same thing. You know, the hard thing is to say it. The hard thing is to say exactly what you just said, and be like, have this moment where you're both lying down, enjoying each other's company. You may or may not have just done something together, this, that, and the other, and you're just settled in this moment, and you need to be like, look, it isn't about the pussy, and it ain't about the dick. You know what I mean? It's a great added bonus, especially if it's with somebody you care about. You know what I mean? It's a great added bonus, but at the same time, like, you probably both feel the same way, you know what I mean? And that's probably subconsciously why he says no to hanging out as well. Because he feels like he can't say no, because again, as a man, you got to think, we don't really have a choice whether we're sexually aroused or not. Like, I've been sexually abused at a couple different points in my life, and all of the times that it happened, I had a hard dick, you know what I mean? Because my dick is going, oh, I'm sexually aroused, even though my mind is like, this is wrong and I'm violated. Like, so it's like, as a man, I'm obviously not saying that we're more complicated or things like that, but there's like this different factor, you know what I mean? Where it's like, even if it's like, we want to just tell you that we care about you and want to emotionally support you, like, now my dick's hard and I just want to fuck you. You know what I mean? And it seems all of a sudden like there's no emotions involved, even though that couldn't be further from the truth. So I would say there's always a honeymoon phase. You can't take your hands off each other because you're both interested in each other. And like you said, no matter what you do, link up to do, it always seems to go down the same path. And that's not because you're using each other or anything like that. But I've always said it kind of is. You're using each other contractually. You know what I mean? Like, like with consent, you're using each other. Not for sex. Not for sex, but that's a part of it. You know what I mean? But it's like, I've always said, there's a difference between being used and being abused. You know, like everyone says, oh, he's using me. Good. You should be used the same way that you should be using him. Like you use each other as a shoulder. You use each other as emotional support. You use each other as a safe space. You don't abuse each other because you care about each other. And there's this line from a rap song that I really like, which says, me, I get used because I'm useful. You get used less because you're useless. And this is the reality, like, is like everybody wants to, like our own minds will spin things into a negative because it's easier to self-meditate and reflect over a negative than be able to take a compliment from ourselves and realize that, you know what, maybe I should just rejoice in myself.
Definitely. And there's this also other added aspect of he just got out of a long-term relationship 3 months ago. And so like I feel like that is also adding like more stress into it because like he's probably working through stuff right now, whereas I'm in a place where I'm just like comfortable with myself, comfortable being alone, but like I want to be in this space with you, and I think that he might be somewhere else mentally when we hang out sometimes.
Okay. In that case, it's difficult because you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. It'll be a case of his journey is obviously his journey. Like I always said with other people, you can sympathize, but you can't empathize. Everybody likes to think they're full of empathy, but the reality is everybody's journey is different. Like, so you might have things that you can relate to and things where you can start to see where their mind's at, but you'll never really be able to tell exactly because you haven't been through the same things as them. Your brain chemistry isn't the same as them. You know what I mean? There's a billion factors. And the reality is that all you can expect from yourself is if it's something that you truly have respect for and a connection that you truly have respect for, which I'm sure that you do, judging by how you talk about it, just to make sure that however he wants to interact with the situation, and obviously this is something that you feel like you need more clarity on, is how he wants to interact with the situation, make him feel safe with it. It's obviously not your duty. I'm not saying that it's anybody's duty to do that. It's just a case of we bear the responsibility of loads that we're willing to be a burden. Like, it's not necessarily our responsibility to bear, but the moment that you do is the moment that area will start to expand for you in terms of knowledge. So it's a case of, like, it's always difficult talking with a current person about your past person or your past relationships because I always think, oh, if I bring it up, they're gonna think that I can't get over them or I still want to be with them or something, when that has never been the case. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, that after I came out of that mad long-term relationship, and that was quite some years ago, I went into a depression that lasted many years and something that I still have to battle day to day because of the abandonment issues that gave me. And funnily enough, with the girl that I'm currently with, after we hooked up, like we met, didn't talk for a year, and then randomly got together again and hooked up on the first night, basically. But not because either of us is slut, not because of anything like that. It's like you said, it just happened. It's just, this is what happened. And luckily, she's so mentally turned on that even like, as we're getting into it, she's like, oh, what, are we going to ruin our friendship already? You know what I mean? Because in her mind, she's thinking, oh, right, I've been here before. This is just going to turn it into something else. And then 2 hours later, I'm crying, talking about how I'm not even joking. I'm crying in bed, talking about how I've been abused and this, that, and the other. And and obviously, like immediately after it, I'm regretting it because I'm like, oh my God, I just made myself look like the most moist guy in all of fucking existence. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it was only because it meant so much to me that it cut to the bone. You know what I mean? I wanted to get to the chase really quick and be like, look, I don't do this because this is who I really am. And I'm scared because I want to be close to you. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm lucky that I'm able to be that vulnerable because it helps me kind of cut to the chase a bit and people to understand who I really am. But at the same time, it's not easy. I had to be very broken down to get to the point where I'm able to share that. You know what I mean? I had to go through having a phase of no ego. And not a lot of people have gone through that in that extreme. So it's like they think, oh, I can't let them see a certain side of myself because I want to be something for them. And in order to maintain this image, I have to control the way that I interact. And there's a certain bit of that when it comes to flirting and courting and stuff and like getting to know somebody, like you want to impress them and you want to be there for them. And so the things that you say, you'll be a little bit careful as to like, da, da, da. But then as you get to know somebody more and you start to become, I wouldn't say more complacent, some people maybe, but more natural, it's more your natural response rather than a premeditated one. Then people are like, oh, I don't like you now. Because like what you're a completely different guy. And it's like, no, I'm actually more myself now than I was. And a lot of people go through that. And I feel like people go through it at different stages. Like you're saying, recognizing where your guy's at. Like, and excuse me for just calling him your guy for just ease of reference.
I like it.
Yeah, exactly. I knew you would. So I'm sure that one of the biggest things on his mind is not only, like, I'm sure, again, I'm just making assumptions on who he is. It could be either the way of, oh, if I'm scared of getting close to this girl because when there's distance between us and she can't give me certain things that I want, I'm afraid of what I might do. That's a potential outcome. It's actually less common than you'd think, but some guys are like that. Then also there's the alternative of, which is more common than you'd think, which is she's moving away. I don't know if I can be everything that she wants me to be. And I'm concerned that that may lead her to infidelity. And I don't want to be done dirty. So it's like, it's a complicated matter, which may force him to hold his cards closer to his chest because he's afraid of being that vulnerable. You know what I mean? And especially when you're 22, like 22, I was going through my slut phase. That's when, because I was mad depressed. I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to be a hoe because I can be. And I was successful. It didn't do anything for me. Like at the time, I thought it was what I wanted and I wouldn't take it back because now I don't have to be a hoe because I've got all these memories of from when I was a hoe, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I did this, I did that. Yeah, and there might be an element of that. It might be that he sees you so seriously that he's like, oh, what if I want to be with this girl for the rest of my life and I'm young and I don't have experience with other people and maybe I want to, not in a shallow way, but guys would say play the field. You know what I mean? It's not because she wants to fuck around. It's because commitment is scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like I want to express like so much to them that like in whatever capacity, I just want to spend time. I want to get to know you. Like you seem really interesting. Like you seem like a person that I resonate with on a soul level, you know? And it's just like there's just so many like factors. But
and
you give me a lot
Ben feels the exact same way. Ben feels the exact same way. I know Ben. He may not understand, but I can read people like a fucking book, yeah? Like, I don't know why. Literally just from facial expressions, just from barely meeting somebody, I know what you're about, yeah? I know what you're about. And Ben has this lighthearted, funny surface level, yeah, which is quite extensive, to be fair, you know what I mean? It's not like it's a fake anything. It's generally who you are.
I'm getting paid to do this.
But deep down, Ben is scared of being vulnerable.
Oh yeah.
And Ben is a little bit depressed. And Ben, it feels like just a little bit, not manically depressed, but you have your moments of darkness. You know what I mean? I know that you do. Yeah. And the reality is, I know that Ben would want things that are currently not in his life. and I know that you have this deep seeking, you know what I mean? It's the same reason why you're a teacher, is because there's always this journey of knowledge and this journey of expansion, you know what I mean? And being able to instill that in yourself and other people.
Yes,
You know, and
sharing
the reality
Yeah.
and the reality is, like, I know that you wish that you were more confident. Like, you're such a confident guy, but I know that when it comes down to matters that you feel vulnerable about, you
It's like,
crumble like a
Don't talk to me.
Yeah. It's like, and it's funny because when you view it from an external, you're always like, Ben, you're a fucking great guy. Go out and fucking grab life by the balls. Like, if I was Ben, I'd be doing the madness.
Yeah.
You know
No,
what I
for
mean?
real.
But it's easy to say that externally. I could say that about everybody, and people have said the same about me. But when you're like you're like, oh, I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah.
But fuck it. Like I've always said, life is unfair. Yeah. That doesn't mean to be pessimistic. It's like life is gonna throw untold amount of barriers and obstacles in your way as you go through life. Why are you adding to it and throwing more in front of you? Like, that's the last thing that you need. You might as well be your best friend. Treat yourself like you are your best friend and take your own fucking advice for once. You know what I mean? I'm just as bad. I'm speaking to myself now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, dude.
And sorry, I'm chatting loads of shit. I smoke weed now. Now I'm talking.
love
No,
it.
I just stopped smoking, so I'm like living vicariously through you. I love that. I think what I'm planning to do is just like put my like words in action and just like be like, let's just go to the drive-in movies and just talk. Like no, hooking up potential at all. Me and my Corolla, we're both tall people, like not even putting the temptation there, just like seeing us in action, seeing how that works.
Yeah, and how about just going and just go for a walk? And I don't mean like a romantic walk, but like see something beautiful in the world and go and experience it with somebody that you want by your side in that moment, be it a friend, be it a partner. It doesn't mean it has to come to anything. It doesn't mean any talks have to be had. Silence could be the topic. You know what I mean? It could be anything. But just being there with that person and having the knowingness that they're seeing the same thing that you are and for the beauty that it has is going to bring you closer together as humans, not necessarily as partners, not necessarily as friends or as enemies or whatever it is between you, as humans. You know what I mean? It's like there's a classic which is, I don't remember, I think this was World War II. And there was a random day, I might be misquoting this completely, yeah. So Ben is probably good. I want you to fact check
Yeah.
if possible, yeah. So I think it was World War II. There was a day on no man's land, yeah, where they've got the trenches either side. And basically, I don't remember what it was, if it was a particular day of the year or something. And obviously the soldiers are out there, they're fucking walking down emotionally, physically, you know what I mean? And I think it was a football or something, or it might have been the poppy fields or whatever it was during no man's land. But German and British soldiers came together, put their weapons down, and just met in the middle, basically. And I don't know if the way I remember it is they had a game of football, but that might be wrong. It might be something to do with the flowers or something, but it was something about life that was like, we're humans. This is a fucked up situation, but we're in it. And so let's just be humans for a minute. You know what I mean? And like, life is so fast paced nowadays. We forget to slow down and just observe the beauty around us. Like, trees grow, flowers bloom, the sun rises, you feel the wind on your face. You know what I mean? Sun gives vitamin D. There's nutrients in the soil. Like, this is kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
I do.
Look at the flowers on your wall. Look at the colors that are involved in that. You know what I mean? And the beauty that humans have to be able to recreate these images of beauty and try and create emotions in other people. Like, Bumba Clark, this shit crazy.
No, that is. And it's so cool that we get to live on Earth right now and we live in a world where we can like just experience any part of the world that we would like to on Google Earth through other people's Instagrams, like things that our ancestors couldn't have even dreamed of doing.
And don't get me wrong, there is spiritual warfare going on this planet right now. We're in an intense war, and people don't even realize it. We're being oppressed spiritually and emotionally, psychologically every day by the system that we live in. And that's not even in a conspiracy way. You know what I mean? Like, advertisement wouldn't work if it didn't make you feel good enough. Things like this, like, it's like the way that the world is set up is not to make humans realize their full potential. You know what I mean? For better or for worse. And so fight it, because we have to, because it's a losing battle right now. And you don't realize how close we are to the edge. We're like literally within our lifetimes as younger people, like, think about how much the world has changed to our grandparents in their lifetimes. Yeah. In our lifetimes, because of how technology and everything and socio-political situations are speeding up, like, things are going to be radically different, like radically different. As far as I'm hearing, and you can find this on the world, I'll just go conspiracy for 1 minute, yeah? I hope this doesn't get removed, because Ben's streaming on YouTube right now. It'll come up with the Wikipedia link, you know what I mean? False news and that. But it's actually a document that you can find on the World Economic Forum, yeah, that basically says that by 2030, they expect people to eat net zero dairy, net zero meat in their diet. And they also expect that people will only be allowed 3 new items of clothing every year. And certain things like this, and it's a little bit crazy. It's a little bit crazy. Obviously, this is all under the guise of zero emissions, basically, and progressive society. And the thing about that is, like I'm saying, is that there's a lot of things where people feel like they're fighting for the right thing, so they get emotionally invested in it. And I understand it. When you're blindsided by an opinion, because the opinion you have is so strong that people can't tell you something different, even if they're right sometimes, you know what I mean? We're not open to information. We're not open to conversation and love and respect to have open communication about anything. You know what I mean? I've always said, you're not going to make a racist not be racist by hating him, because he's just probably going to be more racist. I'm not saying that kind of behavior should be tolerated. We've got to love everyone for them to be able to see the light and the truth.
People are hard to hate up close.
That's a good one.
It's a book, actually. It's a really good book.
And that goes back to, if you got to love them, let them go. Love isn't always possession, you know what I mean? Love is just being able to respect each other and move forward as people progressively in a way that makes everyone feel happy and be open with each other.
Yeah, love isn't possession. And I feel like that's one thing that I had to teach a lot of my partners growing up, was that, like, they would be like, oh, we're gonna be together forever. I love you always. And I'm like, none of that is true. You can't say that for certain. Like, I love you right now, and that should be enough. Like, in this moment, we're sharing this beautiful moment, and that should be what we're looking at, not that it's, gonna be forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but on the contrary, I've always said something that agrees, but it says prolifically the opposite, which is, I will always love somebody forever. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to be with them forever, or situations are going to be the same forever. It's like, if I've loved you at one point, like, there's always going to be something in that, even if you done me dirty or whatever, that is always going to resonate when I hear your name, or like if I see you or whatever. It's always going to be like, oh, that feel like a little jab, you know what I mean? Because I love deeply, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that. Like James Blake, yeah, one of his songs, I love him. Yeah, he says, "Don't use the word forever. We live too long to be so loved. People change and I can't be tethered. We think we are the only ones." And it's like, when you're together with somebody, you like to say like, oh, if it's like the strongest connection you've had, or it just feels that way, it's like, oh, you're the one. And it's like, there's a lot of the ones, and that one might last forever. It might. Very rare, but it might. But at least it's strong enough to be the one for now. Like, you aren't seeking somebody else. You know what I mean? And as long as you nurture that in the moment, consistently, then chances are it will last. You know what I mean? It's when people have expectations or traumas that they bring to the table, and things start to be persistent like that, then it starts to have cracks in the foundation. It's like you see people like, ah, people often get frustrated with depressed partners if they're depressed for a decade or multiple years, because it's like, I've loved you and been there for you consistently, and it makes me feel like I'm not enough to help you want to be there, and that's difficult. You know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, that's a difficult situation. It's like, that ain't gonna make the person not depressed, but they're also wrong for feeling that way. You know what I mean?
Growth. You got to keep growing throughout life. It's hard. You got to keep growing throughout life.
For sure.
'Cause what's the alternative? You can't become a big
Stagnate.
baby. You can't become you can't become a big baby, because that makes you less attractive, and that'll make you more depressed, and that'll make you more immature, or potentially will actually make you more mature because you start to lose your ego a bit. But people tend to become suicidal before they become enlightened nowadays, because ego is so important to people, like the perception of and who you are to people, and it's like, that's why I think everyone should take psychedelics once. Once. You don't have to go out, think you're some raver or something. Like, and it doesn't have to be acid. I still haven't taken acid. I don't really agree with it. But it's like, at one point in your life, with some people that you love, in a safe environment where you feel safe and you're in a positive frame of mind, take a few mushrooms if you can get a hand on them, and just have that one experience where all it will do, if you don't take a crazy amount, you know what I mean, take a gram or two, but don't go like, ag them, you're gonna go mad. But it's like, have enough that it's like, oh, that was kind of disgusting because they taste like mud. And just, all it does is it makes you feel more connected to everything around you, and you start to see like, oh, it isn't about me. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that I'm worthless, because I'm worth the same as everything else. It's about everything. You know what I mean? And I've always felt, ever since my first experience, that we're all the same person with different eyes. That's what I got. It's kind of like how mushrooms are all connected around the globe. You know what I mean? The mycelium structure. Like, humans are like that in soul. You know what I mean? We all just want to love and be loved, but we're all contorted and deranged because of the different things that we experience growing up.
I was looking for a story. Go ahead, Silla.
I was gonna say, I really resonate with like how you were talking about how like you can really only be enlightened after you've been suicidal, because that's like been my whole year. It's just literally been me fighting for my life and being like, do I want to be on this earth? Why am I on this earth? What am I here for? You know? And now I'm like finally in this place where it's like, I don't fucking know, but I'm gonna go out and love and be joyful regardless, and I'm gonna find it, and I'm in the pursuit of happiness, you know?
You're here for this exact moment, at every moment. Because the present is if it exists.
It's a present.
The present is a present, exactly.
I cannot find it, but there was a story about that where they were doing lab testing on shrooms, and they took in one guy. They did not know his background, but he was like a neo-Nazi, part of like white power movements, and very prominent like in the community. And the secret had been revealed about that. He had kept it a secret until it got revealed, and so he lost his job. His family was like against him and everything, and so he just said he needed money. So he said, "Fuck it, I'll sign up for this trial run." And after he did it, it completely changed his point of view. Like he wrote a letter to the people who were doing the study, and he was like, "I know what I have to do now, so I'm gonna go do it." And when they got that, they're like, wait a second, what are you gonna do? They're like, because if it involves like guns or something, then and it turned out he's like love. He's like, love is what I have to do. I have to spread more love. And they're like, oh. And yeah, he totally changed his point of view after doing the test on shrooms, and yeah, it became complete polar opposite of what he was doing before.
That's so cool.
And this is what I'm saying. If Malcolm X, died at the age of 20, he would have died a murderer, a sexual assault committer, like a lot of things, like gang member, you know what I mean? A lot of things, like everyone has a capacity for change. And like that's why I feel like the moment that you break down conversation from being too sensitive about something, like, and you stop hearing what the opposition has to say, I don't condone racist in the slightest. You know what I mean? I don't fuck with it. But at the same time, it's like I've always said, if I was in their shoes their whole life, yeah, like had every exact experience that they had through my whole life, maybe I would have turned out the same way. Because maybe it's environmental and you've got to give everyone benefit of the doubt. I think everyone wants to love. It's just a lot of things come from fear, you know what I mean? Hate comes from fear. So it's like, and then you say that to people and they're like, oh, I don't fear gay people. And it's like for people who are homophobic, like properly, you know what I mean? And want to kill gay people and shit. Like they'll be like, no, I don't fear them. And it's like, no, you don't fear them. Like you fear what it confronts about your ideology and how you view the world. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, correction, it was MDMA, not shrooms. My bad. They were doing
gotcha.
They were doing a study on whether the drug MDMA increased the pleasantness of social touch in healthy volunteers. Then he wrote a letter to
And
them.
again, this is like recent, like this is something quite interesting. Like previously, the scientific notion on MDMA is that consistent use, like in a short time frame, burns out your neurons, like literally burns out your neurons. And you can kind of feel that, like if you've done it, you know what I mean? Especially if you've done it multiple days in a row. Like the reality, like is things start to break down in your mind a bit, you know what I mean? It feels like you kind of burnt your brain out. But that's only if you do a lot. Like recent studies have shown that daily use of the tiny bit of MDMA will actually increase the neurons and like promote growth in the brain and things like this.
Interesting.
And it's like recent studies that have come out. So again, it's like I'm not condoning frequent use of anything like that, not in the slightest. And I would highly, in fact, not recommend it. But the fact that there's always been a stigma is kind of interesting. You know what I mean? And the fact that there's the stereotype of like drug users.
Or actually,
like,
that there hasn't always been a stigma, but it changes with the decades, right? Because like at certain eras, it was like more accepted, and then it's not accepted, and now it's accepted again. It's like, wait a second, why do we keep changing back and forth? What's going on?
You got to remember, cocaine used to be in Coca-Cola.
Oh, and also, like obviously not condoning this one, but as well, heroin was like an over-the-counter drug back in the late 1800s. I found out. Which is also
people
funny.
People were doing mad drugs in public. They weren't even smoking weed.
Yep, not yet.
No, they're not till we invaded Afghanistan.
Man, is that real?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The world's a crazy place to be.
It is funny.
Gotta take a nap before work.
Yeah, I better wrap it up. It's already like 3:45 a.m. here, so. Pak, it was so good to see you.
Connect with you. Can I follow you on Instagram? Where are you at?
Don't you guys?
Yeah, it's Poklypz. Poklypz.
Sure. I thought you guys followed each other already, because I'm sure you guys were on a stream together.
I don't know.
Nope, looks like
no, I don't follow you yet. I just followed you though.
Oh, thank you.
Dude, it was so nice chatting with you, and it's good to meet you.
Nice meeting you as well, and I wish you the best of luck with your current situationship.
Thank you. You as well. You and your partner. I'm happy for you. You seem like you're in a good spot, and you seem excited to be around there, and that's really cute.
Yeah,
Everybody deserves to have that.
Yeah, Ben deserves to have that, man.
No, I don't. I'm a piece of shit, Pak. I'm never gonna do it.
No, we're gonna.
Don't tell my friend like that, Ben.
Ben, if you already know, if I was around you, bro, things would be different.
It happens when it happens, right? We gotta keep living.
Yeah.
Oh man, This is awesome, guys. Let's do it again. I'm gonna be streaming. Actually, I'm gonna be streaming on YouTube more than doing this short form content. Short form content takes so much fucking time. So we'll do this again like next week. Pak, take care. Silla, catch you later. Enjoy the nap as well.
Much love.
All right, much love, everyone. Bye.